what to do.
I don't think that's a good idea, sir.
Well, for once, Commander Kroll and I are in total agreement, sir. By the way, I do have 50 gallons of bouillabaisse that I need to prepare by tomorrow.
My birthday.
Yes, sir, I could do the cheeseburger routine.
No, it's not for me. It's the crew. They really love that stuff. So we'll...
Round one, fight! It's turbo time, guys. Wednesday, December 21st. I'm not wearing this helmet the whole time. I made this week, but I only spray painted it today, and boy, does it stink. I am so excited, guys. It's Christmas time. We are watching an exquisite disaster piece. Jingle, not half the way. Jingle, not some of the way, but Jingle all the way. Starring our guy, it's Arnold Vemba continues. To the end of the year, guys, I don't make the rules. That's just how it is. My wonderful guests, the amazing Shantan Jetty, and of course, Jericho Green. How you doing, boys? I got to get this helmet off. It stinks. How you doing tonight?
We're doing fantastic here.
Goodness.
Doing great.
All right.
Wow.
Hail to the chat.
Wow.
God bless you for being here.
Wow. What a cinematic turd this movie was. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, chat.
You know,
drink?
I like it. It was a welcome change of speed. You know, we do movies. We can't say that Stone Cold. We got to take that out of there. But
Wait. Now hold on. I want to make sure I get this right. This is worse than Stone Cold?
Yes, by a country mile.
Dang.
This was a switch in genre that we weren't prepared for. I don't know if we could ever be prepared to see Arnold switch from Predator, from Dutch to this fucking guy.
Right.
So I don't think that's something we were ready for. But usually the movies that we talk about are pretty serious, or we at least view them seriously, growing up and stuff. So we don't really shit on movies.
Right.
But I don't know about you guys. I'm about to take a huge shit on this movie.
Yeah, you told me you had a huge lunch in preparation for this.
Metaphorically and literally. I will be shitting
Taco
tonight.
Bell. You went to 7-Eleven, got the 2 hot dogs for $1, got some of those nachos with the extra 7-Eleven chili. What do you think that 7-Eleven chili is made of?
Nothing natural.
Actually, that's weird. I knew I had to bring my A game tonight, so I just took out and I slid out the tray under the hot dogs. Just took that thing down. And I got to tell you something.
Water.
I can't see out of this eye. I don't know if that's something that usually happens. But holy God. Yeah, I watched this movie with my traditional bandana over my eyes for some of it. Sometimes I had it in my mouth. Screaming.
It was so... you can't give us, at this point, decades. This is what, 96? This movie was so 96. If 1996 had a baby, it would be the layout of this movie. But at this point, we got decades. What year did Pumping Iron come out? 71?
Yeah,
Around there, early 70s.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 20 years because this is mid 90s. So we've had 20 years of serious Arnold. Whether it be Running Man or the Conans or Terminator. We had Terminator 2 at this point. I mean, all the Arnold hits had already happened. So you're giving us one type of Arnold for 20 plus years. And I think this is around the time that he made Junior too. So now you want to give us Junior Arnold and Kindergarten Cop Arnold and Jingle All the Way Arnold?
I have a theory on this, and a legit theory I was thinking about, which is we know that Arnold is a competitor. Anybody who's seen, Phil Hartman, rest in peace, much love.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. But I will tell you this, this is the thing about it. He's a competitor. If you've seen Pumping Iron, you've seen him just, lay waste to Lou Ferrigno. He takes on all comers, right? I really think that this was about being king of the box office. And when these type of movies, like Home Alone and all these movies came on the scene, Uncle Buck, and he started seeing all of this type of movie become huge smash hits. He was like, if I make one, it'll be a bigger smash hit than those. And it was just, it was a total business decision for me about him thinking it was going to be great. And meanwhile, the rest of us are going, I don't want to say one trick pony. That might be, but you definitely, this ain't your trick.
I mean, do you know how many yes men it takes to create Jingle All the Way?
It takes all of them. All of them.
And Sinbad.
They called in all their yes men favors for this movie because that's the only thing that would give us something like this. And I mean, you could tell what you say is true, Sean, that this had to be a business decision because it had all of the bad movie tropes.
Oh, it's exquisite.
Let's get into it, guys.
Let me get to this. Christian Delhomme.
Hoser.
Very generous. Let's see. The Canadian 20. I don't know. That's like $1 million in USA dollars. Hey, Gabriel, you have a great setup here. Let me put my good friend Jericho Green on the spot and explain a hoser to you, Yanks. Please explain a hoser.
Yeah, Christian, he lives up in Canada, America's hat. And he's been...
They got that blackface president?
That's right.
Whatever, prime minister,
Justin,
whatever the hell they call it.
Prime Minister, dictator, Führer, Justin Castro. And Christian, he's been a fan of mine or, a viewer of my content for a long time. He's my Canadian connection. He's a fucking hoser, Oh, what are you talking about? So he's always in the chats and my live streams and stuff. He's been supporting me for a long time. So shout out to him. His son is a proud member of the Canadian Army.
Oh, awesome.
I wish they had a better leader to serve under. But so
can I give him a shout out? Would you mind if I give him a shout out? Goo 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 goo. That's for you. You know it if you know it. You know it if you know it.
You know it if you know it.
We've got a lover of Jingle All the Way. Love God, Bible Truth. He's been around. He's a great fan. Love you. Right back at you, buddy. He likes.
Is he serious?
I could. It's Turtle Man. Thank you.
Are you serious, sir?
That's brilliant.
Because this movie, if he had this is the fine wine of shit movies. Ooh, this is the bottle with dust on it. This is this bottle of wine has seen wars and leaders perish before it's been opened because it takes everything you've got, everybody bringing 100% from the director down to craft services to bring the people a steaming pile this.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
You want to talk about 50 gallons of bouillabaisse. Hey, all right, listen, I was excited about the Turbo Man helmet that I made. It's homemade, by the way. This is a toy army helmet. This is super sculpey and some foam core. I spray painted it, but I only spray painted it like 3 hours ago. I got to get this thing off. It smells horrible. Yeah, I got to get it off. I don't want to get intoxicated. Yeah. So that is
I did a similar thing. That's why my mustache is so silver right now. Right. And all around my mouth. Yeah, I was trying to spray paint a project for the kids.
You don't put this
and I just put this plastic bag over my... The point is, We all have problems.
Oh,
Mine.
we all use spray
my
paint in
issues
different
might.
ways.
Yeah, my issues might need a magazine rack. Is what I'm saying. It's one of those things, you know.
This movie, I'm gonna say from beginning to end, it was awful, and it had all, like I said, the bad movie tropes. I'm sure there are terms for this, but there's a scene where he ends up somewhere, and it's the classic. You somehow get turned around and you end up backstage at some kind of event, and next thing you know, you're pushed out on stage, and you're like, "What? Wait, I don't want like that wouldn't fucking happen." But there's so many things like that happen in this movie. They got all of them.
We got a running joke in my family about the contrived Disney children's movie plot where a dog wins the state championship at quarterback, and the one coach is arguing, and then someone comes up to the ref and says, "Well, it doesn't say a dog can't be quarterback in the rule book," or something like that. You know what I mean? As if you just let a stranger put on the Turbo Man suit and just like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I guess.
But
I guess this guy's standing here, so let's make him a part of this production that he knows nothing about. And then the whole time the guy's like, "Yeah, so you know the lines and stuff, so we changed them. Yeah, you're good. All right, cool, man. Get ready." And he's just like, yeah, and they're like putting costumes on him and shit. It's just so.
Yeah.
Let's get into this damn movie.
Yeah, I love
Let's do it.
Yeah. No, but whenever we see something totally contrived, I'll look at my daughter and go, "It doesn't say a dog can't be quarterback." You know, it's just
it doesn't.
Wasn't there some dog that could like do X Games from Disney? Air Bud or something?
Air Bud, yeah.
Goodness.
Air Bud 16.
Oh, the 90s were wild, guys. You know?
90s were good.
I needed to make.
and
I
bad.
just realized I needed to make a new intro when we do movies like this. We have to do an intro that's different called Double Flush. We absolutely. I can't believe I didn't think of that till just now.
Yeah,
Damn.
this would qualify. This would qualify right here. All they served on this movie, the craft services, was bouillabaisse. That was it. Hot or cold.
Plush 5 for
Thank
2.
you.
Thank you, friend. Jingle is odd, but them tunes based on our films, though. All right.
Yeah. RoboCop the cartoon.
Right.
I'd watch that.
I did too.
I would
dude.
love to
I
watch
loved it.
that. Shit.
All right.
Oh,
Does
so
it hurt? Does it hurt?
we're gonna get into this, but Sean, you said something, and and I wanted to ask you. I was an imposter Turbo Man. Let's ask the real Turbo Man. So you saw those other Christmas movies, Uncle Buck, Home Alone. You did see that stuff coming up. Did that influence you to pick this one for your career? Because your catalog before this, Mr. Turbo, excellent. And this was it a money grab?
Well, I was jealous. I was like, look at those guys over there, and they're doing all the movies and the corny family, and Dad don't work on Christmas. I was like, I can do that. So here we are.
Dude, I just love, guys, you said this incredibly well. Do we have a shot of Arnold at his day job? Do we have a screen cap?
Yeah, there's one right there. It's the worst. Like, come on.
Well, okay, let's go. Yeah, we would go back to the kid, man. That's what I love. Go ahead.
So this movie opens up with a very 1990s Power Ranger type show. Very corny.
Man.
Turbo Man and his pink saber-toothed tiger psychic Booster are fighting ridiculous villains, and it's filmed out by some rocks or some little hills. And
it's just classic 90s.
Yeah, typical children's fare, exactly like the Power Rangers. And one thing for those of you that weren't around in the 80s and 90s, there was a thing that doesn't seem to happen as much anymore. The media was more focused. You didn't have the internet and 8,000 channels and streaming and all that. So we were all more watching the same news and the same things all the time. And there was a toy craze almost every year. Starting the first I recall was 83, 84 with Cabbage Patch Kids. People going crazy and getting in fistfights. I think 1996, the year of this film, Tickle Me Elmo, you couldn't find one.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Parents would be lined up, 100 deep outside of a Toys R Us, literally getting in fights and stomping on each other to get this stupid toy. One of the years, it was Furbies, those weird little
Beanie Babies.
So
Beanie Babies was off the charts.
This is kind of a thing about that. Turbo Man is a famous TV show, has action figures, all this stuff. And our little buddy, Anakin Skywalker, sitting there watching it and very engrossed in it. What were you going to say about this guy?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sean.
No. Actually, when I was looking at him, I was thinking, if you look at him, you could kind of see what they were thinking in terms of him looking like a little Arnold in a very strange way in that scene, you know. But it was, I think it's a very interesting product of its time, you know. And we talk about that the thing that I found myself thinking about when you guys were having that conversation is, if people want to know how much, what's the word I'm looking for? How much toy culture and entertainment culture, how far it's fallen, is I can't remember the last time there was multiple crazes for kids to go out and buy things. Right. Multiple crazes like, oh, this is the must-have this holiday. Like, I really can't remember that. Do kids even play with toys? It's just phones or apps now, isn't it?
Well, all they want is those stupid something bucks, Robux or something for that Roblox shit.
Oh yeah.
Like some intangible, you know, digital shit. No, it was for real. Toys, like people, like Gabe was saying, parents are standing in line. Someone could have, you know, may or may not get trampled. Somebody may or may not come home. Babe, I'm going down to get the Beanie Baby. That guy may not come home because he got trampled. It was real and it was huge. And in movies they always dress the kids, you know, and all the really cool stuff. And this movie encapsulates the 90s, the fashion, the furniture. You see the popcorn bowl there with the remote next to it and a couple pieces of popcorn, you know, on the table, and what he's watching and the whole push for the toy and the way he dresses. He has a t-shirt. There's a scene in the bedroom where he has a t-shirt that says Atlanta Olympics 1996. Like this was, you know, some guys in suits looking at analytics, saying this is what the kids, hey, Arnold, this is what the kids are watching these days. They want to see toys and stuff, you know. So this is everything that the analytics told them people want to see, down to the corny shit in the movie, to the vehicle that he drives, the way that it's filmed. I mean, it's just fucking crazy. And coupled with all that, it's horrible.
This was mid Macarena, just so you know.
Yeah, the president was doing the Macarena.
That's what happened in the 90s. You don't know if you're young. The president did the Macarena.
Yep.
Okay.
Like entire stadiums of people.
Joe Mello for 1999. Merry Christmas, Joe. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, brothers. I remember seeing this movie in the theater with my family. I thought this movie was decent, but remembering my dad thought it was stupid. Hope you guys have a nice Christmas with your family. Yeah, I could see loving this movie if I was 6 or 7.
Hell yeah. All the colors, the colors and stuff, man. This was like almost like that Robin Williams movie, Toys.
Yeah,
Toys or Toy. Like Toys. I remember the commercial for that, just having all these bright, vibrant colors. And this was a lot like that. But the scene coming up here, this is the beginning of the crazy, bizarro Arnold that we are not used to seeing up until this movie.
Yeah, you know, Arnold had, you know, a decade plus of hit movies ruling the box office. And he had some good ones since, but it went downhill. You named like 3 he did in this time, like Junior. That is my number 1 worst movie of all time. Yeah. Junior, this, and something else.
Last Action Hero was in 93.
Not good. Oh.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah.
But this out of those that batch of bad movies, this is the worst. This is the worst for Arnold. It opens with first it opens with that corny ass commercial for the toy, and the bad guy with the brain and the big. That was another thing. You see a lot of cartoon villains in the 90s with exposed brains. You had the Ninja Turtles dude. They had that one called Cops, and the cops were like in the future. Remember that when the chief was this black dude who was like a cyborg
in a future time.
That's right. It's crime fighting time. And so, that one of the villains there was called the Brain or something like that, and they had the exposed brain. So same with this guy, and it was played by Bull from Night Court.
Yep.
Shout out to him. I don't know if he's dead or not. But it was Bull from Night Court. But yeah, man, this this was Arnold's crowning achievement.
Can you believe this? Timmy Mello. This was his first impression of Arnold.
Holy shit, man!
Poor Timmy.
I'm sorry.
He must have got whiplash when he watched Predator.
Sorry to hear that.
And then Frankie, sad but true. Everyone did the Macarena. It was
everybody. I'm talking stadiums full of people at sporting events.
We could all do it. That whatever.
No, you go ahead. You got it, man. You got it. Dude, I'm talking commercials. The president of the United States was doing the Macarena. Everybody. It was crazy because, as Gabe said,
Billy Clinton.
Yeah, as Gabe said, we were a lot more focused. There weren't so many things taking our attention.
Yeah.
And so it opens up with this corny ass commercial. Then it goes to, and if I hear this kid's name again, I'm gonna throw up. Jamie. Everybody says this kid's name 4,000 times.
Jamie.
His mom, Jamie. So that's the little kid, Jamie. And then it goes to a Christmas party. Again, all the classics. It opens on everybody having a good time except the main character who's hard at work. What does he do for a living? He sells mattresses. So middle of the country, so salt of the earth, right?
Right.
So he's so busy just making mattress calls because that's at the front of everybody's mind during Christmas time is their mattress issues. So, and then here's the lady. He's such a workaholic. He misses. He's never at his son's events. He always promises to be there. And the wife's always like, honey, you need to go upstairs and talk to him. I'm not going to tell him why. You got to go tell him. Right. So she's telling him Jamie's karate class. He's getting promoted. He's getting his purple belt. Dad, you're never going to make it. And his wife, you're not going to make it. You need to leave at this time. You're not going to make it. And he's telling everybody on the phone, his line is before he hangs up, and remember, you're my number one customer. And so he's so in work mode, right? He's so in work mode that he talks to his wife on the phone, and she's like, you got to leave now. And before he hangs up, he goes, and remember, you're my number one customer. And he goes, honey. And she already hung up. I'm like,
and it's, I mean, I don't want to say Arnold doesn't have a lot of range. But when he disappoints his wife by saying, remember, you're my number one customer, he does like that Barney acting, like, oh, well.
Now, this is the thing, right? It's like you're watching this, and I have to say, I love the idea of somebody targeting this and going, look, he's the busiest corporate guy in the world. He never makes time for his family. What does he do? Is he a stockbroker? No. What's he do? Is he in sales? Is he in real estate? No. What's he do? He sells mattresses. Now, I want somebody in the chat to tell me a story about a father who was never there because he was selling mattresses.
Wow.
If that was the reason he was never there, it's what he was doing on those mattresses. It's not just the career of mattress sales.
You know, I had a struggle before the episode. I didn't want to bring it up, Mr. Turbo Man, but I got to confront you, buddy, because the mattress thing isn't believable. And I heard from behind the scenes, friend of a friend of a friend of the caterer at the movie, he told me you insisted on the mattresses because it reminded you of your Latina maid. Is that true?
Oh, yeah. It's totally true. I was like, well, who breaks more mattresses than me? I got Maria. I got my maid. She's tiny. She's portly. I love it. So I wear out a lot of mattresses. So I'm like, this is a great idea. How about I sell mattresses in the movie? When I do that, when I make those sounds, like nobody questions me after that. It kind of scares them.
Another week, another.
That's our slogan.
And he does that in this movie. No bullshit. There are scenes in this movie where he makes that sound. And look, he's just selling mattresses. A lot of people are fucking in Minnesota. That's where this takes place. To where this man has to be on the phone 2 days before Christmas selling. Look at he's like he is a stockbroker.
Right.
Like he's just can you hold please? Yeah, mattresses, can you hold please? Like it's crazy. Like calm down. It's mattresses. But he's just
how quick do you think mattresses sell? They're just going, just one after
right around Christmas. It's the number one
flying like hotcakes. So man, apparently there's a mattress problem that only Arnie can solve, and so he's there instead of being at home with his family.
Right, and he's gonna make it to Jamie's yellow belt or purple belt promotion. Oh goodness, yeah. So is that in real life? That's Tom Hanks' wife, right? That lady, Rita Wilson.
Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
That hair is serious. That's about 8-9 inches of hair.
Right. Yeah, that's some serious stuff going on there. So,
Serious here.
yeah, he's got to get over to the school or wherever the hell the karate school is. See his son get promoted from yellow to purple or whatever it is, and his wife is there with the camera in the center frame there. And then there's Phil Hartman, the great comedian, awesome on Saturday Night Live. So many great characters on The Simpsons. Rest in peace. One of the funniest guys. Really loved Phil Hartman. Fantastic.
Yeah, what a way for him to go. Like, you know, obviously we didn't know everything that was going on in his life, but for us to see him, you know, always associated with comedy, and then for him to die the way he did, I was like, holy shit.
Insane.
But yeah, Phil Hartman, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he was the only good thing about this movie.
Yeah,
that was it. Phil Hartman was the only good thing about this movie. Every other character failed you miserably.
Oh yeah, he played a real slime ball in this, and for whatever reason, he has all the ladies of the neighborhood charm. The lady right behind him that's looking right at him, she like offers him a plate of cookies.
Because he's divorced.
And then there's a lady off to the right. You can't see her. She leans in and she's like, "Oh, my light on my porch is out. Can you come over and fix it?" or something like that. And they're all just like, they want a piece of Phil.
Look at the lady in the back behind the one looking at him. She's looking at him.
Damn.
Like all the ladies are just attracted to Phil Hartman, and he definitely oversteps the boundaries when it comes to Arnold's wife. What was his name in the movie?
His name was I think he was Ted. Someone said in the chat.
Harry or something. Ted.
Well, Arnold is Harold, right? Or Howie. Right?
Howard. What?
Howard Langstrom, I think, or something like that. Or am I?
Yeah, Howard Langston is Arnold Schwarzenegger's character name.
Yeah, Howard.
And Ted Malton is Phil Hartman. So it's Ted and Howard.
Yeah, even the name Howard. You know, it's this nice name. You know, it's not like an action name like Jack or John.
Right.
You know, Howard, nice guy. You know, probably waves, "Good morning" when he leaves the house in the morning. I mean, it's just painful the way that they constructed the main character in this movie.
He wasn't named Mason Storm or anything like that.
No, he wasn't telling anybody to take anything to the bank. No.
Right.
Nope.
So anyway, little Jamie is right here coming out on stage with the other students, and they're gonna do like chop some block in half, and they'll get their purple belt. You know, Dad's never shown up. He's the mattress man of Minnesota.
Dude, he's selling box springs. What do you want from me?
Where are people gonna sleep tonight?
Now, mattress man, let me ask you: your mattresses, have you personally tested them out? Do you stand by them with a guarantee?
Mattress world hold piece. I'm sorry, what's that, guys? It's almost Christmas time. I'm busy. Yes, of course. Of course. All the mattresses, I test them out. I get my maid to come in here with me. I'm like, you know what to do. She strips down. We test them out. And then we send them. And we tell them, by the way, we'll give you a discount for the spot right there in the middle. That's my fault.
Oh, God.
Okay. No, not that one, that spot there.
Well, that was more than everyone on Earth wanted to know, but thank you. Thank you for always being open.
You asked me.
I can tell you is, I think we need to cut a commercial. You know, I'll just do some basic lip syncing, and we could do a commercial for that mattress company store, and Jericho, you just do the voice. Oh, my Lord, man.
So he's doing that, and it has that tone. I said this earlier. It does have that Home Alone tone.
Yeah.
But it has that whimsical, that music, that orchestra music, and everything's kind of light and funny and silly. But this is like if Home Alone was made just by the worst version of Hollywood committee paint by numbers. It has this inauthentic feeling to it the whole time. It's worth watching for like a laugh to make fun of it. But he's rushing to the karate studio or whatever, gets pulled over by this grumpy, like right out of Central Casting grumpy cop that isn't going to listen to
grizzled.
him.
Yeah,
right.
He's heard it all.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
License and registration, buddy. And then he makes him get out and do the, those field sobriety tests. And then at this point, he goes, "Dear, I'm done. Can I go now?" And he goes, "Say the alphabet. A, B, C." He's all backwards. And he just looks at him, and then it cuts to the karate, his karate promotion that he's missing. Of course, he gets there too late. There's somebody literally sweeping up. Like, what's there to sweep up after? Nobody's eating. It was just a bunch of kids that got their belt and they're out of there.
They watched the rough cut of Jingle All the Way before the tournament, and they had to really mop the floor.
We got to get somebody sweeping up. So it's driving home the point that he missed it again. And this is before cell phones, because of course, if this was now, he would have got multiple text messages and phone calls. Where are you? And then he never would have been there and missed it, because he would have known that, oh shit, I already missed it. I would have met him at home.
And they do make a point to, I believe, show some other kids like waving at their parents and stuff to like really reinforce that other kids' parents are here, but his for sure isn't.
Mm-hmm.
He's testing mattresses out with his maid.
Oh, well, he's got a lot of work to do. He is the mattress,
Yeah.
the mattress man of Minnesota, people.
Dude, like a mattress salesman? Oh my goodness.
Well, you said it best, and I kept thinking you could fix this movie with like one big change to it that would make the thing make total sense. And the reason is because when you see Uncle Buck, the whole purpose of Uncle Buck as a vehicle, this is what no one ever figured out to do with Arnold Schwarzenegger until, I would argue, maybe Kindergarten Cop for sure, and I would say on there, but the real one is True Lies, right?
Right.
You take this guy and you put him in a scenario where he's trying to do this family life, but he's this secret agent, right? I found myself watching this movie, and the first thought I had after it was going, so it's a dad who's never got time to spend with his kids, and his kid idolizes this character. I'm like, why the hell didn't they have the dad busy? Because he's the actor that plays this bigger-than-life superhero.
Yeah.
And he's always playing that role, but he's never there for his kid. Like, anything that justifies.
Yeah.
It was, I couldn't help but think, like, but mattress salesman should have been Ted. Because Ted was offering his mattress all the time.
All the time. He had it strapped to his back. But yeah, I mean, at least in True Lies, they acknowledge the fact that he looks the way he looks. Like, what's this big ass swole dude gonna do? Oh, he's an international badass. Okay, I get it. But in this one, it was no. He's just, you're my number one customer.
Right.
That was it.
Real quick, poll break. So we put up the first round of the poll. It's a Wonderful Life, A Christmas Story, Die Hard, and Jingle All the Way. Die Hard survives, and I'm going to make a second poll with Die Hard and 3 others. Can you guys tell me what the other ones are? I'm going to end this poll.
Mm-hmm.
So Die Hard won that. What are we going to throw in there? Like Home Alone and what else?
Home
Christmas
Alone.
Vacation.
Oh yeah, Christmas Vacation for sure.
Yep.
And since we got Die Hard in there, let's throw in Lethal Weapon.
Oh sure. Okay.
How about White Christmas? Throw that one in there. That's a keeper.
It only lets me do 4.
And I was watching It's a Wonderful Life with my kids before I came in here to do
nice.
the show. Yeah, it still hasn't gotten good yet. They just the bank just closed, or they had $2 left when the bank closed at 6 o'clock. So that's where we are.
The winner of this will take on Die Hard. And I think
there you go.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm just typing in. Oops, I misspelled lethal. Should have left the typo. Lethal Weapon, Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, and White Christmas. That is round 2. And the winner of that takes on Die Hard for the win.
That's a decent lineup right there.
Yeah. So there we go, guys. Vote early. Vote early. Vote often, as the Democrat way is.
Dead or alive.
Yeah.
Vote.
Here we
That's
go.
our slogan. Dead or alive. Vote.
Don't let anything stop you from exercising your right to vote. Not even the afterlife.
Dead or alive, you're voting for me.
Yeah.
That's right. And Merry Christmas, by the way, to everybody in the chat. If we don't see you guys, obviously, before Christmas, I want to make sure we say that, and Happy New Year, too, guys.
Absolutely.
Lots of love in the chat. It's great to see
my
you guys.
daughter just wrote into the chat. Going to perform right now, Dad. See you later. Wish me luck. My daughter
no luck needed.
Made me a grandfather 2 weeks ago tonight. My granddaughter, Ivy, is 2 weeks old. And my daughter's already back at the comedy club. She was at the comedy club last night just for just a tiny bit. They let her, since they know she has a new baby, she goes up, she's there for like 10, 20 minutes, does her spot, and then just comes right back home.
What does she do if the baby heckles her?
Congratulations,
tough crowd. I've heard this before.
Somebody get that baby out of here.
Yeah, come off the stage and the baby's like, "Oh man, I shit myself."
Hold on.
Baby's being disruptive.
Hold
right.
on. We got a special guest. Come here.
Uh-oh.
See, here she is.
There she is. Hi, sweetheart.
Yeah. There she is.
Don't heckle your mommy tonight. Be nice.
So she's going with grandma right now.
All right.
Oh.
You got it, right? You got it? Okay. All right. Goodbye. And my daughter, you guys know, professional comedian. She gets paid to do this.
Right
you guys
on.
remember Jamie Kennedy?
Yeah.
Right? my daughter's going to be performing with him tomorrow at a club here in San Diego. He's the headliner, and she's going to be opening up some stuff for him. So yeah, go Minnie, keep it going.
Yeah, Malibu's Most Wanted.
That's
I remember that
right.
shit.
Yeah.
I'm down.
King Kong ain't got nothing.
That shit on me.
Heckler baby.
Oh, baby heckler.
The baby's like, boo. So yeah,
Don't quit your day job.
So Arnold runs over there. He already gets pulled over. I believe he got a ticket or whatever.
He did because he shows it to his wife.
Yeah, he misses Jamie's ceremony like a real shitheel.
He goes, I missed it. When he's standing there in the cafeteria, whatever that was, he's like, I missed it. Because his wife was right. She's like, I told you, you fucker.
And then he comes home, and the neighborhood wannabe Lothario, Ted, is on his roof.
Bruh.
Christmas lights on his house. Now listen, you listen to me. I put my Christmas lights on my house every year that I've been married, been a father. I love the Christmas lights. I love them. I love putting them on the house. If I came home and some dude was putting my Christmas lights up,
dude,
I'd be putting his lights out. There you go.
Oh, dude, that's like you come in the house and a man's carving your turkey.
Oh,
like
what? Stop right now. You talk about carving turkeys in my house.
He goes, Ted, what are you doing up there? And he's like, oh, I'm putting up. I had some lights left over, so I put them up for you. Man, Ted, get your ass down and go home.
We see you, Ted.
Hurt you.
You sneaky.
Oh, it gets worse. This is just the beginning. Ted jumps over the line multiple times.
Right. Right.
Ted needs to be rendered unconscious.
Right.
He's all, thanks a lot. He's all mad because and he
Can you
doesn't tell
imagine?
like, get the fuck off my roof, man. I'm not going in the house until you do. What are you talking about? He's like,
I don't know. I mean, I would just say, yeah, hey, when you're done with that, can you take the trash out too? Fucking hell, man.
Get the hell out of here. Couldn't believe that shit. And he's like, and just goes in the house. Then
just get a ladder, take his lights down, for his house.
I'm gonna hit you with this ladder.
Can you imagine? You're Ted. He's not ugly or dumb or weird or anything, but he's not a big muscle-bound guy. You're gonna mess with your neighbor, the mattress king that looks like Arnold. Would you? I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4". I lift weights 4 times a week. I'm not messing with people that look like Arnold. I'm not stupid.
You kidding me?
And I'm sure as hell not messing with their wife or putting lights on their house or cutting up turkeys
or being in his house answering his phone. Oh man, he might as well just had a towel around his waist.
Right.
He's getting out of the shower.
Yeah.
You basically just moved in. Man, I was so pissed.
Tari for $2 says I misspelled vacation and wrote Vaction. No, Tari, it's a different movie, Christmas Vaction. It's an awesome Chevy Chase movie. It was his first movie that he ever made.
Very niche. It's not. I'm not surprised if you never seen it.
It was weird. It was like an art house horror film. It was
like black and white. It was weird.
It was
Sundance.
But thank you for trying to help. But yeah, Christmas Vaction, you got to look it up. It's crazy that movie.
Don't be closed-minded, man. Right. Watch Christmas Vaction.
So he comes into the house and she starts giving it to him like you're never there. And
he goes.
Wait a second. He comes in the house. Different. We saw a different movie. Because when I saw this movie, he just came home and she was yelling at him. But I guess you had the director's cut. He comes in and she starts giving it to him. So Gabe, continue. Then what happened?
Well, he's trying to defend himself, saying he got a ticket. And
he shows it to her.
Right. Yeah, he does.
Wait, he shows it to her, and then
he shows
I got to keep going.
Ticket. He's like, wait, before you get angry, look at this here. And they got the speeding ticket. No, he comes in and she's like, she doesn't say hi to him. She turns her back. She's like doing something, gives him like the cold shoulder. Like, you're not going to kiss me when I come home from work because I missed our kids' karate thing. Like, come on. Like, I'm very much a fan of compartmentalizing things. And that's not an infraction bad enough to not get a welcome home kiss and hug. But she's like, oh no, I'm not going to tell him. You go and tell him. He's right in there. So she doesn't give him, a hug and kiss when he comes home. And he's like, look, I got a speeding ticket. He's taking his jacket off. She's like, you tell him. So he goes in there and Jamie's sitting there on the floor watching TV. And then he takes off. You weren't there. You're never there. And he runs upstairs. And this fool's chasing after his son. Jamie. Like, hold up. I'm not chasing you upstairs. Bring your little ass down here when I'm talking to you.
Right.
Dude, he runs in his room and slams the door in his dad's face. This kid's 7. slams the door in his dad's face. I swear to you, my son, he looks at me and he goes, Dad, what would you do if I slammed my door in your face? I said, I would punch a hole in your door and then I would remove it.
Dude.
He goes, why would you punch a hole in it? Just use the doorknob. I said, that's not the point. The point is, if you slam your door in my face, I have to show you how angry I am. Like, you don't slam your door in my face, you won't have a door.
This was a cultural education for me. Very different in a South Asian household. I just want to throw that out there. First of all, it's very much, you will speak when spoken to. You know, like, it was a very different reality. You know, I was
the head start. Do you start your head thing like that?
You didn't make, like, the only time a child should ever be surprised in my household would be, wait, you made it to my karate tournament? Wait, what? Why did you come here? Did somebody die? Like, what the hell?
You bringing me bad news?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Did I get a C? You know, like, what the hell are you doing here?
Yeah, that was my dad with my football games. If I looked up and he was there, I'd be like, oh, somebody's dead. But
that's totally true.
It was such bullshit. And he's chasing him up. This kid's running away from me. Jamie, please, let me explain to you, Jamie. And so he slams the door in his face, and then we turn up the corny meter goes through the roof. That's where he's first talking to him. So he gets his fucking belt. The kid's laying on his bed like, I'm not talking to you. And he goes, oh, is this your belt here? How cool is this? And he takes it out and stuff, and he's like, dude, how do you wear it? And he puts it around his waist, like, no, like this. And he puts it on his head, and he starts going, whoa! And he does the fucking Karate Kid, where he's up on one foot, and he's all, whoa, yeah. Like, it was hard to watch, man. It really was. Because he's trying to, make up for missing and trying to make Jamie laugh or whatever. It was so horrible.
Yeah.
Next year.
And this had that thing that I don't like in it, and I don't know when it started. I've always seen it on TV since I was a kid in the 80s, where parents are spoken to their children like they're equals somehow. And the kids like make their case and chew out their parents. And then the parents back down and apologize. Like
90s.
I remember my grandmother telling me, I was a middle schooler, probably 11, 12 years old. And she told me, I hate television. She's all, the father is always wrong. The kids know everything. And the mom is always insulting the dad. And I feel the same way. I've never liked stuff like Married with Children or anything like that, because I was just raised like that's horrible values. So you have this thing where the kid is just scolding the dad, and the dad's like kissing his ass trying to make it up. It's bizarre.
He's like, well, Jamie, what if I do something special for you? What, Dad? Yeah, what if I do something special, for you to make up for not being at his karate thing? I'm like, number one, my dad ain't chasing me up the stairs. Please, come talk to me, please. And then I slam the door in my dad's face. That's it. You'd see cut to my friends coming to my front door and taking their hats off and putting it on their chest. Like, we miss it.
Well, when I see a giant muscular Austrian, I think soft on discipline.
Yeah.
Dude, he's like trying to win this kid over. Like, please.
Dude, this is the thing that gets me about it, right? Is that you talk about verisimilitude, but there's like another level on top of this is that you gotta root for these characters, right? You kind of feel like there's some sort of sense of what's going on. And when I saw that, I was looking at this and I'm like going, this, like, I don't even know how to describe my confusion with the child behavior in this. It's like such a leap of logic, for me. I'm just like, he ran upstairs and slammed the door. I'm like, well, you're looking pretty large, kid. Yeah, in his face, man.
Like he was talking to him, Jamie, no wait. And he slams the door in his face mid-sentence. Look at this kid's room. He has superheroes painted on the wall. He has every crayon. He has like the flesh-colored crayon, toys everywhere and shit. And this is how
the kid
you're
from
going to
Silver
speak
Spoons.
Oh, yeah, this is some Ricky Schroeder shit. Man,
Yep.
I'd snatch that kid's spirit. I would never. Dude, I would never.
Mortal Kombat Jericho. We're going to make this, guys, here's what we're going to do, okay? We'll launch a crowdfund at some imaginary time. We're going to make a short film called Jingle Half the Way, okay? Jericho is going to play the dad. You can pick your profession. I will play the role of Sinbad, although I have a feeling the threat of explosives in the package might go a little different. Might end with 2 in the chest. I'm just saying, center mass. That's my theory. However, we will pull this off. I think we could make this movie better just shooting it on a phone. I think it could be done.
Dude, I couldn't believe this shit. I would never.
All right. Can we get a line reading here, Mr. Turbo Man?
You little brat! I'll bench press your feeble body to the moon.
There you go. That should be what was really said.
I'll tear you apart.
Yeah, I don't know if I told my dad to like F off and ran up the stairs and slam the door. He would either come up there and rip the door off, and I probably wouldn't remember the rest, or he would have just been like, "You're gonna have to come downstairs sooner or later."
That's exactly right.
Oh, shit.
My dad's from Libya, in case you're wondering. It's a little different over there.
There's no way, dude. You could strike a match on my dad's palm. He would. Oh my goodness. I wouldn't even do it. Number one, like unless there was some like head trauma that happened right before. But I was even as when I saw this I remember watching. It was the black or white video premiere for that Michael Jackson song, 1992. And I had to beg my parents, number one, to stay up and watch it because it came on at like 8:30 or something on a Sunday after Living Color. So I had to ask my parents to stay up and watch it. And then that starts with Macaulay Culkin playing music really loud in his room. And his dad says to turn it off. And he goes, "I don't want to turn it off." And he goes, "Turn it off." He goes, "I'm listening to my song." And he goes, "Turn that off." And then he cranks up the music real loud and hits a riff and blows his dad through the roof. But my dad said, "Turn that music off." And I said, "No, I want to listen to it, okay?" That'll be the last song I ever heard. Yeah. I hope you like it because this is the last song you're ever
We'll play it at your funeral.
My dad would come upstairs and beat the shit out of me.
Imagine you're at a funeral and doesn't matter if you go like at a funeral. Like
this doesn't really fit.
Everyone's like whispering in the audience. Like, why are they playing this?
I like Russell Peters. I like Russell Peters' Indian Parents. He goes, "We'd go to school and we'd be talking to that one kid, and this kid would be like, 'Yeah, sometimes my parents send me to my room,' and the Indian kids would be like, 'You have a room?'" Oh man, hell. But it's funny too because it's like you got like I look at this and I try to wrap my mind around it and I go, it's the aspect of it that I can see is fun is the kid wanting that toy. In that sense, it sort of starts like Child's Play, but it's like where it goes from there. It just kind of blows my mind. The mattress salesman, the martial art, like it gets weirdly specific. This movie, right? So what's the dad do for a living? He sells mattresses and his phone is ringing off the hook. I'm like, all right. And what's he missing? Is it a Christmas concert or is it a play? His son said, no, it's his martial arts tournament. He's about to make it's very 90s. It's very specific to things that people thought were the thing in 90s. It's really
I could just see some totally non-artistic Hollywood executives sitting around the table like, oh, it should be a purple belt and a karate. Just like it's so by
everything. It's all with the numbers. Yeah. This is all by the numbers and what the numbers say in test groups,
right? But they missed the force for the trees because like it just the sum of the parts just doesn't work,
No, and maybe had this been a different actor, it would have. Yeah. I think they could have pulled it off. But Arnold, you're giving us, and even though he had those other handful of shitty movies in the '90s, even I guess you could take Last Action Hero out of there because it was an action-based movie, but like Junior and even Kindergarten Cop, that had a police action-y kind of element to it. So, but you're giving us 2 decades of Arnold muscles everywhere, shooting, killing, one-liners, not reloading the guns, stick around, stabbing people. And then you give us, happy-go-lucky Arnold, mattress salesman. That's just, it just doesn't work. He doesn't have the acting chops to pull that transition off. He just does not. And it's all on display in this movie. And this is a scene with the 1996 Olympics in Atlanta.
Yeah, you can't read it, but on his chest it says Atlanta 96 with the Olympic torch or logo.
And then he's lying. He lies to his wife. Another pussy thing to do. Because she says, I hope you didn't tell him you were going to get him a Turbo Man doll. No, I already got it. They just have to go pick it up tomorrow. And all this, no, don't worry. And she's like, he's scared of her. And then
that's the crux of the movie here, guys, that he's going to get the Turbo Man action figure for his son. His son tells him,
just like the Red Ryder BB rifle from A Christmas Story. The kid lists off all the features it has, and it's the hottest toy. Like we were talking about the Elmo and the Cabbage Patch Kids and all that. And the wife is telling him, the idiot father, that's another trope that persists to this day,
Dummy.
that you waited till now. Turbo Man's not available anywhere. And he lies to her, like you said, Jericho. Oh, no, I already bought it. I just got to pick it up from the office or whatever. And when he did the lie, I was watching this with my daughter. I turned to her and go, see, what can't you cover up with a lie? Like, you know, you're just gonna, when you tell a lie, guys, you're gonna just have to start stacking more and more lies.
Oh man, it's pitiful. It's pitiful. Yeah. Like, what is he scared of? Why would you have to lie to your wife about that? Right. And this is the next morning where he's telling, and lying to his kid. That's even worse. Like, it's one thing to hide. You know, if you have a gift for your kid, where are you going? If you're going out to the garage, I'm going to get something. That's one thing. But to lie to your kid like you're leaving the house, where are you going? Oh, I'm going to get this thing that you probably won't be able to get, and you know you can't get because the night before your wife told you, and then that's when it was dark and they kind of had the spotlight on his eyes, and his eyes are wide, like, oh shit, I'm not going to be able to find it. Like, it's just weird that it's like he's afraid of him. Like, he's afraid of his son and his daughter, because usually you lie out of fear of some kind of consequence. Right. What consequence they could bring about for him, I don't understand. But his wife and son, he's afraid of them, and he's lying to them. And now we start the horseshit hunt for this Turbo Man doll.
Can I ask a question just along those lines? This is just my question. What does she do for a living?
Bitch at her husband.
Yeah, she's a professional
I'm adding
asshole.
this. I'm adding this for a very specific reason. Why the hell is he the one responsible for getting this toy? It's what I'm asking. If he's working this job where he works all the time, and her job is, I'm assuming this kid goes to school. I don't know if it's exactly Christmas yet. She can't swing by the store and just pick this figure up.
Well, to be fair, she has to wear her robe until 1 p.m.
That's true.
Yeah.
And then after that, she's catching Oprah on TV. You know, so she's busy, dude. She's busy.
Yeah. And I don't know if this is true, but I can't prove this, but I looked up the Tickle Me Elmo craze just to see if this was the case. But I remember it being the case in with the Cabbage Patch craze and most other crazes. Is it not always women punching each other out over the toy and not men? That also made this very strange. Because guys will wait outside with a lot of cash, which is the other thing that happens, where someone paid, I think, $18,000 for a Tickle Me Elmo. Some guy.
Wait a minute.
Guys aren't going to be...
Are you being
waiting?
serious? Someone did that with the Tickle Me Elmo?
According to Tickle Me Elmo... Here you go, guys. Here's the quote. In 1996, Tickle Me Elmo was released in July 1996 with a supply of 400,000 units. The dolls sold and remained widely available in stores until the day after Thanksgiving, when they suddenly sold out. With the Christmas shopping season approaching, Tyco Preschool ordered 600,000 more dolls. Promotion was held by Rosie O'Donnell, may she rest in peace, who had shown the toy to her on her popular TV show. The scarcity of the new toy provoked a shopping frenzy. 2 women were arrested in Chicago for fighting over the doll, while in New York City, some people ran after a delivery truck, hoping to get their hands on Elmo before it reached stores. Someone allegedly purchased a Tickle Me Elmo for $7,100 in Denver. KBIG in Los Angeles had a radio auction for a charity on December 20th. Bob's Pharmacy won and purchased a Tickle Me Elmo for $18,500. Continue.
Damn.
Boy. Now let's take a little detour here. Have you guys ever waited outside of a store for anything? I did in 2006 for the Nintendo Wii for my children. It was a Christmas present for Minnie and Peter. They had to be 7 and 9 years old back then, something like that. And I went at 11 p.m. at night and ended up buying a Nintendo Wii the next morning, like at 9 or 10 in the morning. This is in Colorado in December.
Ooh.
It was cold, but it didn't snow that day. But I sat there with about 12 other people, and they brought, one guy had a laptop and was watching movies, and someone else had a little DS and was playing games. I just kind of sat there. I don't know if I read a book or whatever. But, I'm not much of a video game guy. I think they're cool, but I just don't have time. But I remember I was so intrigued by the Nintendo Wii. Remember that was crazy, the Nintendo Wii. The hype for that thing.
Yeah.
Those motion controllers. Okay, my kids know this, so I could say I would open the Nintendo Wii at night in the 3 weeks before Christmas, and I was so fascinated by it. I would plug it in and I would play it at night, and then I would
gotta use Wii.
When my kids were asleep, I'd fuck around with those weird controllers and all that. It was fascinating to me. I would play my kids' gift at night for like 3 weeks, and then I would put it back in the box and put it back or whatever. They laugh at me now about that, but I couldn't resist. It was too weird, that thing.
I gotta use Wii. Well, I was working at the radio station at the time, and yeah, the Wii, the hype around the Wii was huge, and of course, every radio station was giving away a Wii for Christmas. So, this radio station in the Bay Area, I believe, I don't remember where it was, but this radio station, they had a Wii for a Wii. So they had a contest.
Oh, yeah.
Where the
that was
people
in San Diego at Belmont Park is a small amusement park with that white roller coaster. But go ahead.
So this lady, she went to the radio station to win a Wii for her kid, and the contest was to see who could drink the most water and not go wee. And a lady, she ended up drowning internally. She drank too much water, so she went there to the radio station to win the system, the Wii, and she died. So later that day, all these emails and shit went out to the radio stations about the contest they're having people do, and you got to stop doing this and you can't do that. And I remember us having this big meeting that next morning. They called everybody into the conference room, was like telling them, don't do this, don't talk about this, and you can't have any contests, blah, blah. It was a big deal because it was that crazy. Like that was probably the tail end of the toy craze, because now everything, and I never had to wait. I never did wait for anything outside, and I didn't for my kids, because now we're in the Amazon age where you can have everything just come to your front door, UPS and FedEx. You can have DHL, you have everybody at your front door. So I never had to do that for them, but I do remember that we was the hype around that was fucking crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
No waiting outside of stores for you, Sean, ever? You never did that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I waited outside this convenience store. I was the wheelman, but it wasn't for Christmas.
Oh, okay.
No, non-criminal acts, please.
Oh, shit.
Well, you didn't say.
I mean,
non...
Jericho, he was never convicted, so,
Just
No, I
accusation.
mean, I was driving the car, whatever they were doing, I don't know.
Yeah, I was just there to drive.
But it paid $10,000. No, kidding. No. Listen, but that was the thing that got me about that too, though, because the guys on the radio, when she started feeling sick, and people started saying they were trying to keep the banter going, they were like going, maybe we should have looked in on whether this was dangerous or not. And I'm like going, yeah, again, guys, I'm just telling you, your lawyer in the future is telling you to please shut the fuck up. It's like future lawyer. Stop! Stop it.
Oh, Fat Samurai. That's not what I meant.
He waited outside of an adult bookstore for traffic to die down. I have a funny story about an adult bookstore, and it's not dirty. When I first started collecting comics when I was 13, I went to Amazing Comics, or it was Zing Comics on Escondido Boulevard. That's a little city in north end of San Diego, Escondido. And that was the store we would go to. And across the street from Zing Comics was F Street. That was the adult bookstore in San Diego. And Jericho loves it. Yeah.
Sounds good. I know what you got in there.
And my brother pointed out that that's what that was. And my brother, if you get to know Abe, he has quite the sense of humor. He just kind of does and says whatever. And he thought it'd be fun to stand in front of the comic store and wait for guys to go into the adult bookstore and point at them and laugh at them. Like, what are you doing going in there? And I will never forget a Chinese businessman, like in his 40s, 50s, baldish, gray suit with a briefcase, is like walking towards the porno shop. And as he's like turning to go in, me and my brother point and laugh, and he holds the briefcase over his face. And like, goes in.
But he still went in there. Good job.
I feel bad. That wasn't nice.
I have a story about a porno shop that is highly disgusting, so I'll only tell half of it.
Okay.
There's no way to tell it delicately, because if you try to tell it delicately, it just makes it more gross. So I'll just stay away from that part of it.
Okay.
But we were
PG-13.
in. Yeah, I'll give you the PG-13 version.
All right.
So I was in Barcelona, Spain when I was in the Navy, and we went to. It was in Barcelona, and we went to this. I don't remember what it was. It was by like a big train station. So it was like this big open area, and then you see this big like train station with the, there was a lot of glass on the outside, and then to the left was a porno shop. And some things are universal. You don't need to be able to read other languages to know what's inside of a building sometimes. You knew what was in there. So we go in there, and this is where I'll end it. But there were every genre of the movie, every genre of film, in the corner of that section was a TV.
Like sci-fi, like mystery, sci-fi?
I mean, it was all kinds of different... There were genres like that, but all the different types of flicks. In the corner of each section was a TV playing a sample of that particular video. And my young mind had only ventured so far into that realm. But some of the things that were on the TV screen were beyond my comprehension.
So you'd only got out to like Mars, and they were out to like Pluto or maybe Uranus.
I stumbled into the horror section. I didn't know they had one of those.
Definitely Uranus. They definitely reached there.
That was the obvious joke.
But it was jaw-dropping material. But to those who were local, it was no big deal. And the other thing was, it was huge. It was almost like a Costco. It was giant. I was like, why is there so much of this stuff?
I didn't think it was that complicated.
Oh, man. It gets real complicated.
Wow.
Very complicated.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's your tax dollars at work.
Back to the movie.
Yeah, so Jingle All the Way, family film.
Please.
Right.
Man.
He's going to go. So he's lied to his son. He's never showed up for anything for his son.
And his wife.
He's lying to his wife that he has this toy that you can't find anywhere. He has created quite the pickle for himself. And of course, he goes outside and he meets good old Teddy Boy there, the divorced father of
with a reindeer that
Yeah,
barks.
Ted has
What
a
the hell is
reindeer.
that?
Oh.
Like he's fostering it
Mother-in-laws.
or something like that. He was fostering the reindeer, and then Arnold goes to pet it, and it barks at him and like tries to bite him, but it barks like a dog. And he's like, "Nice doggy, nice doggy." It was just what? Like they're just pulling out all the stops for this movie, like like almost like somebody slips and falls, and you hear the meow, the cat sound, like everything. We're hitting all the bases on this one. We're strumming all the keys. We're leaving no stone unturned in this movie. All the tropes, jam-packed them. Like when you're going home from a vacation, you got to sit on your suitcase to zip it up. You jam-pack all those tropes in there. Get them in there now, beginning to end. And they did that.
It's the old saying, 5 pounds of poop in or 10 pounds of poop in a 5-pound bag.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Bulging.
Yeah.
This was bulging with caca. So and
that is my least favorite word. When I hear that word, I am triggered. I can't stand that word. I can't even say that word. I literally
one of my favorite words is dookie. That movie,
Dookie's
that
funny.
was funny.
Dookie's funny.
Dookie's hilarious. We had neighbors who had a pit bull named Dookie, and it was really funny. It was really funny when they would be calling him. One day he was missing, so the whole family's out there in the front yard. Dookie, Dookie, Dookie. It was hilarious.
I saw a comedian say that a joke just like that. A black guy comedian said he was at the dog park with all the white people with their little fur babies, and as a prank, he said he lost his dog, and would they help him call it? And guess what the dog's name was?
It wasn't Dookie.
It was N-word was the dog's name.
Yeah.
No.
You guys want to help?
No.
Let's help out.
And he said they were all
Hey, how much you want to help? Let's see.
Yeah.
No, I mean they were like, no, we say it all the time at home. It was
yeah.
Like, ooh, you want the hard R or what do you want?
Oh man.
Ouch. Surprise me.
He'll come on.
Did I tell you guys that story when I was in like 5th grade and my buddy was reading the book? And
yes, you don't.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Familiar.
That was brutal, man.
Yeah, he was supposed to be reading the country Niger, but he looked at me and was like, I said, "Hey man, say whatever you think it says, bro." He was like,
that's the meanest shit I've heard. And let me tell you something, man.
That is hilarious.
I had this.
You say he said it, and then everyone in the classroom like looked at you.
Yeah, like the race relations in my elementary school was in the palm of my hand. What was I going to do? Was I going to laugh it off or get offended?
This may surprise you, but I had some white friends in college. Apparently, they're everywhere. And I was
Fuckers are everywhere.
Yeah, and I had this buddy of mine, and him and I used to just say the most horrific, inappropriately wonderful jokes to each other because it was back when people had a sense of humor. And so I hollered at him from the back seat of a car, and I was like, "Hey man, what's up?" And he kind of looked at the car and he couldn't see me or whatever. So later I came in the house and I said, "Hey man, I shouted at you from that car earlier. How come you didn't shout back?" And he's like, "It was so dark in the back of the car, I couldn't see your dark ass." And now, any kind man would have laughed, as was our way. But I just went, "I can't believe you said that, man." And there's like a room full of people around him. They're like, "Dude, what the hell did you say?" And I was like, "Oh, man. Oh, man." And I just went up the stairs. And he tells that story. This guy funny enough, he works in animation. He's a showrunner, for God's sake. A show creator. And he still tells that story, horrified. And that was some of the meanest shit I've ever done.
The best.
Not nice.
Oh, it was great.
best.
And if you're out there, I love you, boo. It was worth it.
I got a little. We got to get back in the story, but I got whiplash from this comment.
Yeah.
I thought it was some happy news. Good news.
Yeah.
My sister's pregnant. I'm gonna be a father.
Excellent. Keep that inside, Bully Badger.
Yeah.
That's what you call an inside thought.
Yeah.
Don't just,
Yeah.
don't do
Yeah.
that.
One thing I learned is I don't say everything I'm thinking.
Yeah,
You know?
a lot of that you can keep. You need to
Some
you need
of
to
it,
take that
yeah.
one to the grave, buddy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Take that to the casket with you, please.
Oh goodness. So he's on his way to go find Turbo Man somehow, and he talks to Ted. And
Turbo.
vicious reindeer that he's gonna show off on the. Ted is always like trying to one up Arnie here. He's always trying to look
Yes.
better, and I don't know. I don't like it. This is one of my least favorite things in life. Some people should never have any power. Some people, you give them the tiniest bit of power, and they just want to flex so hard, and it's so it's so humiliating for them at the end of the day. But they're all outside the toy store. All these parents. Arnold's there. Sinbad is there, the great comedian, and the guy's just like, "You can't come in. There's 3.9 seconds left or whatever." And finally, the door opens, and the guy gets trampled. But he's being a real jerk about letting anybody in to go buy Turbo Man to see if they have any of these action figures that are all the rage.
Yes, everybody wants one, and he meets Sinbad, who plays a postal worker, and another '90s thing, get some postal jokes in there, because there was a time when there was a rash of post office shootings because the employees, for various reasons, lost it and came to work and shot people up. That's where the term, going postal, came from, and because this is the common thread. This is what the commonality is, this toy. So it's bringing people from all walks of life. You got the mattress salesman with the postal worker, the delivery man, the mailman. And so they're going to team up and get a turbo dog together. And it is so, of course it's exaggerated. And one of the guys in the next scene, when they're inside the store, is the guy who played the doctor on 30 Rock. Very good at the guy that's
Dr. Spaceman.
Very good at the dry humor.
I got a great Chris Parnell. I don't have the picture handy, but I've been going to Comic-Con since 1996, and my wife has been going with me the whole time, pretty much. And so we've met a lot of celebrities because you meet them at parties, you meet them on the floor of the show and all that. And we met Chris Parnell at some party. I don't remember what it was. And we liked him on Saturday Night Live. We liked him. I think he's a pretty funny dude. And my wife, she lost his name. She couldn't remember. She's like, "I know who you are. You're so funny. I love you on there. You're that guy. And she couldn't remember his name, so it humiliated him. And they took a picture, and dude, he's giving the gas face in that picture so bad. It's a hilarious. He's just like, it's just great picture. She's smiling there with him, and he's just like, take the damn picture.
Dang.
So we had a little brush with Parnell of our own. It was very.
He's pretty funny though. Like the character he played on 30 Rock is hilarious. But these are the people who work there, and Arnold gets away with a lot of assault in this movie. By the way,
he does.
Like grabbing this guy and basically roughing him up, trying to get a Turbo Man doll. And then the next scene with the remote control car, another classic 90s toy trope is the remote control car. All of a sudden, in all his time. He doesn't have enough time for his family, but he's has enough time to master driving a remote control car so well that he puts it in place for Sinbad to step on and flip in the air and do another Home Alone kind of fall. Marv would definitely, you see this something like this happening to him, trying to get into the McAllister's house, slips on the remote control car, goes flying in the air, lands on his back, and now these guys are they don't make earlier I said they're joining forces, not yet. But right now they're enemies, and it's every man for himself, God for us all. We're all trying to get Turbo Man dolls, and if that means assaulting the staff or assaulting each other, that's what we're going to do for this toy.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's like a running joke, and I don't know why I think it's funny. I think it's because the character looks stupid. But every time they go to buy a Turbo Man toy somewhere, it's always out, but they always have this toy, Booster.
His sidekick that no one gives a shit about.
And nobody wants to buy Booster. There's just like shelves filled with Booster.
Yeah, and the guy even says, we have plenty of his sidekick Booster in stock. Everyone just tramples like, we don't want that shit. We want Turbo Man. So he's doing everything he can, including, think about it. As an adult, if you were to slip like that and like slip up in the air to where like you're parallel with the ground and you slam on your back on a hard surface like that linoleum floor, you're not hopping up. You're not hopping up. And Mike Tyson, a few years back, he did that on those stupid hoverboards, things with the wheels. He got his daughter one for Christmas, and it was Christmas morning, and he gets on it, and it got away from him like that, and he goes, huh! And I mean, boom, on the hardwood floor. It's catastrophic.
Yep.
Well,
yeah, man, you're done.
Mike Tyson, he does sort of like stand-up comedy, but it was a show talking about his life at the MGM Grand in Vegas.
I saw that.
And I saw him there live, and he was great. And he talked about this, and he said he fractured one vertebrae or something. And I don't know if he had to have surgery or something, but here's Mike Tyson on the hoverboard.
Oh.
Yeah, like 50 years old.
It's over.
No spring chicken. No, man. No.
That's rough.
Dude. And he didn't even get parallel. Sinbad was like 4 feet off the ground. Parallel, light as a board, stiff as a board, light as a feather and shit. And bam!
But yeah, he said he fractured a vertebrae. He was talking about stupid rich guy shit that he did when he was rich. He talked about that. And he said he had a pet tiger, and that's how he got one of his incisors knocked out, is he came home and he went to hug it and kiss it, and it headbutted him, and its skull is, so thick, it just knocked one of his front teeth out. So all those years as a boxer, I know they wear a mouthpiece. All those years as a boxer, and it's a cat that knocks one of his teeth out.
Well, not just a cat. I'm not talking about the one on the bag of Friskies.
We've already
fucking tiger.
We've already established Jericho's relationship to tigers, which I respect, and again throws more shade and mystery onto his past. Is he from New Jersey originally? Is he from somewhere in Austria, or is he an Indian brother who's also afraid of tigers? I don't know anymore. Who is Jericho Green?
You'll never know. You can never
know. I'll never. Can't be done.
But yeah, tigers, come on. That's exactly. That's rich guy shit. That's a wealthy guy. Crazy shit. House cats just don't do it for him anymore. But Sinbad, he gets fucked up right here. And then somebody tells him, or one of the store staff says, so yeah, some lady just bought the last Turbo Man doll. So like he's going to go, really? Like he's going to go convince this lady, who I'm sure had a tough time getting the Turbo Man doll. Yeah, this is stop. I can't
Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt too much.
I can't breathe. So he's gonna, and this lady, of course, I even said this to my wife, like she would have it prominently displayed in her back window, like nah. I got the last Turbo doll. So he's chasing, lady, please stop, Wade, hey lady. And she sees him in her fucking rear view and is like, and like takes off because this big old crazy, weird sounding fucker's chasing her car. I don't blame her. Like she was gonna stop and go, how can I help you? Giant ass man running after my car. Like, come on, man. It was so
right.
And then she takes off and gets away, and he just stops like, oh man. And he's standing in the middle of the street. Like cars are just gonna wait there behind you. Get your ass out of the street, you dummy. He's running down the middle of traffic trying to catch this lady for a Turbo Man doll.
Look, I don't think this is legal. Don't try this at home, but it would be a fun prank to print that out, that rearview mirror image, and just tape it to somebody's rearview mirror. You're being chased by Arnold.
Wait. I mean, it was just.
Woo, that's something. That is something.
I forget. Oh, then do they head to a different store?
No, he goes back inside the store, defeated, and then he breaks the Turbo Man cutout. He like snaps it in half, like that's not okay, man. You can't go breaking shit and roughing up the staff because you didn't get a toy that you should have been on 3 weeks ago. Right. But you know, when you're a big ass Austrian, I guess you can do that kind of shit.
You do you, man. That's what it is.
Right.
Oh my God, who is this woman?
Right. So then good old Teddy Boy is at his house for some reason, while Arnie's wife is, baking Christmas cookies and
what the fuck is he doing there? He tells her to go upstairs. He says, go upstairs because his kid is playing with her kid in the living room. Go upstairs, take a shower. I'll watch the boys and finish baking the cookies.
How dare you?
Yeah, why would you go? Why would you be taking a shower when there's another man in the house, and then he's reaching around her and untying her apron right here? Instead of letting her tie it, he takes it from around her neck and then gets that, basically hugs her and reaches around behind her and unties her apron. That's what he's doing.
Is that? I mean, he looks like he just finished.
He's like, wait, no.
Sorry.
Cancel your shower. Cancel.
God.
Now I need one.
Nope, I gotta go. See you later.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, now I'm the one that needs a shower. Let's go, boy.
And then, and here's another thing. 90s, guys. Arnold's on a payphone, boys.
Payphone. 25 cents. Right. You want to talk? 25 cents.
Saying that, like, so many of the Seinfeld plots and just old sitcom plots, they don't even work if cell phones exist. Because you could solve so many of the stories in 2 seconds if a phone exists.
That's what I said. When he missed his son's karate promotion, he would have never showed up at that gym surprised because his wife would have called him and said, we already left. It's over. Where are you? And he just would have went straight home. Yeah, a lot of that shit wouldn't even happen. This is the equivalent, like I said earlier, this is the equivalent of walking in your house, Thanksgiving dinner, and there's another man carving your turkey. He calls his house and Ted answers the phone, then starts fucking with him. Your wife's cookies are so good. Who said you can have some of my wife's cookies? Put that cookie down now. Like, Arnold, what the
He's going on about the cookies like he's getting a deep tissue massage.
Yeah, he's like, your wife's cookies are so good. He's like, wait, I got to get the recipe from her. Like, dude, what the fuck? Meet me out in your front yard when I get home.
No,
we're settling this once and for all.
Here's a little Arnold at the bottom here. Carving the turkey.
The turkey. That's disgusting. Dude, like, what the fuck are you doing? Answering my phone, and then you're fucking with me saying, your wife's cookie.
And Love God Bible Truth also points out he told him his wife was in the shower, and we all kind of get the implication there.
Like she's washing up. She's washing up and washing out. Like, what are you talking about, man? When I come home, I'm going to beat your ass, Ted. You're in my house, and while my wife's in the shower, then I'm going to have a talk with my wife. Why are you taking a shower when there's another man in the house?
Right.
Tell her I've ordered 2 caskets.
What? Dude, the disrespect. And then to be putting your arms around her like that, man, Woo. Ted's done.
Yeah.
Ted's done. But yeah, he's there, and of course the people are on the payphone next to him are like, what the hell? And he's like, put the cookie down now. And they're like, what the hell? Oh, sorry. You guys don't understand that this guy is in my house and my wife's upstairs because I think they probably had sex together and he's eating her cookies and I think it's a metaphor for him eating something. What the fuck is going on here?
And then just, of course, he conveniently runs into Sinbad again.
Yeah.
It
all works out.
And
this movie was like half on location, half set, half like movie set.
Right.
Like there's some very setty, very sitcom street looking parts here. And then this is round 2 with that cop. He pulls him over, makes him do the field sobriety test. Now He's backing up, pre-backup camera, and he doesn't see the cop's bike behind him. He backs up, knocks it over. Of course, he's picking it up, and the cop comes out and sees him holding his bike. Then the cop says, "What are you doing to my bike?" And he drops his bike and damages it more. "Oh, sorry, I was backing up in turbo." And then doesn't he drop the coffees here?
Yeah, the police officer drops his coffee.
Yeah, he drops his coffee, and then he reaches in and gets his ticket book and says, "License and registration, please. Call back." That's what he told him before. Right. And then Sinbad pulls up and says, "Is there a problem, officer?" and takes off.
Right. Yeah. So they've heard rumors that there are table men at other stores. So yeah.
Yeah. So the search is on, driving all across town. Then this store, they're having a drawing.
I think before you describe it, I think this sequence here in the Mall of America defines this movie as the masterclass in dog shit that it is.
Yes.
This whole sequence with the elves and the weird Santa mafia gang and the bouncy balls and the pervert in the ball pit. What is this? You couldn't make this if you tried. This is so terrible. Regale us with what is going on here.
Yeah, whoever wrote this scene dropped acid before.
The cocaine was flowing.
Yeah, this is the money shot.
It's Christmas, a little slow, you know.
Yeah, this is the bukkake scene of this film. Because it's too much. Like Gabe said, it's everything. It's the colors. It's so colorful. It's so 90s movie. And so they're supposed to get the yellow ball, and somebody knocks all the buckets of balls up. So the balls are everywhere.
How was this going to work? So they got a shipment of Turbo Man, this new toy store they're at.
Yes.
And everyone got a numbered colored ball. And then that gave you a chance to buy a Turbo Man. You didn't get a Turbo Man. It put you like in the lottery, I guess.
Yeah, you're supposed to get a yellow ball, and that gave you a chance for the Turbo Man. So their solution to this were to toss all the balls up in the air and let the parents fight it out on the store floor, which they do, and everyone's reaching for a yellow ball. So
that's a lot of Sky Nuts.
That's so much. Look at everybody get down. Here comes this Sky Nut.
Sky Nut became self-aware in 1996.
If you're not careful, then Skynet will turn into Sky Nut. They will become self-aware, and there will be Sky Nut everywhere. So they're fighting. They're scrapping, grappling on the floor for the stupid yellow ball. There's actually one under his arm if you would just look. Right. But he wants this yellow ball, and one goes bouncing out of the store. So he's following the trajectory of this ball. He's watching it bounce. And of course, the classic face against the glass. Ha 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 ha. Everything, all the stupid tropes for this stupid ass movie.
Can we talk about race relations in the 90s?
It was race relations? Everything was great.
And the line that he delivers here of a joke they would never tell now. So in the early 90s, there was a man in Los Angeles who suffered quite a beating by the LAPD. There was a huge court case about it. You may have heard. The police officers were let go, even though someone filmed it from their living room, and that we all watched footage on the news of, like, they thought they beat the crap out of this guy. It was criminal.
With nightsticks.
I'm talking
nightsticks.
Just beat him and beat him and beat him. Clearly they were guilty of excessive force and just assaulting this guy, whatever. And his name was Rodney King, this guy.
I've got to add this into here, guys. Okay, let me give you an example of this. There is shit that you see in UFC where they go, this guy has had enough, okay? Right. And you're like, really? His ear is, hanging off of his face. You finally decide this is worse. This shit was like, there was no fucking person there. It was like, we should stop this shit. There was no civilization, anything in this shit. This was like fucking horrendous. Sorry.
Yeah, they were teeing off on him pretty good. And not so happy ending to that story. They sued the LAPD. He won. He got millions of dollars, and he blew it all and was hooked on crack.
Oh boy! But that's why we had the LA riots in like 91 or 92 because the verdict came back not guilty for these cops on video beating the shit out of this guy. And that's, if you ever wondered what the 92 LA riots were about, that's what they were about.
Yeah, Reginald Denny, all that.
Right. Poor guy. But we say all that to say Sinbad, who is at least, I don't know, half black or something. He's very light skinned, but he's a black guy. He's getting pummeled by all these people fighting for the yellow ball. And he goes, Rodney King. And like, that's just a joke they would not tell.
This was 4 years after Rodney King. That would be like somebody saying George Floyd or something.
Oh,
like they wouldn't.
Right.
They just wouldn't say that. And yeah,
I can't imagine.
But it was when he said it, it's funny. That's why I said it. Sinbad's acting is not Sinbad's native language, if you will. Yeah, it's not his forte. It's not what he does. He's a stand-up comedian. Yeah. So he said that because it's funny. Right. Even though it had just pretty much just happened a few years before, it was funny. And he didn't get canceled, and nobody was boycotting his shows and all this stupid shit. Nobody was dropping him as their sponsors and stuff because he said that. It was just a funny-ass joke. And so, go ahead, man.
Oh, here's the difference of the world we live in now versus this one. So Rodney King was near beaten to death. I mean, I don't know how he survived nightsticks, over and over and over and over. I saw someone protesting Avatar because white actors are playing blue indigenous people.
That are fake.
Right. So that's the difference between where we are now and where we used to be.
Oh, man.
I'll take the old world. I'll take that.
Sensitivity meter is just redlining right now. But Rodney King was, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
It was a big deal, and I think we have to always add to that kind of thing, too, which is I don't know anybody who at least would come out and have said this publicly. I don't think that there was anybody I was around, and I was growing up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, let me add, who saw that video and thought, that's great. Nobody. It was not a nuanced thing for most of the people I knew who saw that. And so I think that's part of where the comedy comes from. Do you know what I mean? It's like it was a situation, it was an injustice, and people were like, didn't like that. And the same thing for the gentleman who brought up the guy who got pulled out of his truck. Again, don't think anybody was confused about that. I don't think anybody thought,
that was horrific
that's a good thing. Yeah, there's nobody, I mean, it's common sense. Like, the idea, when people try to inject nuance into things where there wasn't any, like, it's like, it's, yes, there are people in every situation where
they pulled Reginald Denny out of his truck, this white man, and hit him in the head with a brick. Guys, that's taken out of context, okay?
A cinder block.
That's right, a cinder block.
Yeah.
If you ever hit anyone in the head with a cinder block, you're trying to kill them. Don't tell me you're not.
Attempted murder. And
what are those guys talking about? Jingle all the way. Why? No.
Dude, in case you needed another reason to hate Maxine Waters, the guy who hit Reginald Denny in the head with a cinder block, she went and visited his mother and offered her condolences for him getting sent to prison. So that's cool.
Oh, that was real sad for him when he bashed that dude in the head.
I need a drink. No.
And to echo the point of how awesome the 80s and 90s were, on In Living Color, Jim Carrey made fun of Reginald Denny. Him and Rodney King were working for the skit was him and Rodney King were like working for this law firm or some shit like that, but they were friends. And Reginald Denny, like Jim Carrey, made his eyes crossed and like was talking like dude, it was crazy. You talk about pushing the envelope, but again, he wasn't canceled. It wasn't this big outrage. It was just funny, and it was fucked up, but it was funny. If you look up Jim Carrey, Reginald Denny, and Living Color, that shit is hilarious. But
it was
those are the tough times and not like hard times, but you had to be tough in those times. Those are the tough times that we came from, and they were great.
Yeah, I have a problem with it's almost like a form of Tourette's. I can't stop it when it comes on. When I get possessed by Fire Marshal Bill, it's just one of those things that happens.
Let me tell you something.
Let me show you something.
Lassie 2000. That skit where Lassie was a pit bull. Oh my god, she brought the mailman's arm home in her mouth.
Yeah, some of you youngins might not know about a little known TV show that was a hit for a while.
Shit.
In Living
The
Color.
Fly Girls.
And Living Color was like a ethnic answer to Saturday Night Live on Sunday nights on Fox. And it was way edgier, I think. And they had a whole hip-hop flavor to it. Had the beautiful Fly Girls that would dance on the commercial.
Yeah, Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
That's where she came from. The Wayans brothers.
Right.
Keenan, Sean, Marlon, all of them.
You could never get those the gay movie review guys or whatever. Two snaps.
Men on
up.
Film hated it.
You could never have that now,
dude. I mean, but they would push the envelope on so much shit.
Yeah,
but it was so damn. They had a character called Handyman.
Oh, that's right.
The mentally and physically handicapped
like
dude.
Mentally challenged.
And his uniform, his costume was like the handicap blue. It was a handicap blue from the parking spot. He would say, "Never underestimate the power of the handicap." And then when he would fly, he wouldn't like jump out the window. He would fall out the window. He would just like bend over in half and just fall out the window and start flying. And Living Color was the best, man.
Yeah, this was, I'll show you guys really quick. This was okay in the 90s. Those of you that are young that don't know, and it's all politically correct in your life, you don't understand.
That's a handyman. His hands all
guys, that was on Fox television in prime time.
8 o'clock Sunday nights in Living Color.
This, for you young people, this really happened.
And he would fall out the window, but his hands would still be like that when he's flying. And occasionally he would wipe his mouth like he was drooling. I mean,
yeah. When I think about it now, it's like, was that real? Did that ever really happen? Like, oh yeah.
It was real.
That happened.
It was real.
Yeah.
Oh, and
John has left the show for now.
John Leguizamo had a show on Fox called Spicorama. It was a sketch show that he did on Fox.
Serious?
I shit you not. Wow. Yeah, man. We lived in some good times where people would just laugh. Wow. The shit was funny. You watch some old sitcoms like the Golden Girls and stuff. Me and my wife were rewatching like the first few seasons of that. The humor that went over my head as a kid in that movie, oh my god, on that show, oh my god, it was the best. There's so many damn jokes in there that they could not tell now. I loved it. This kid's outfit is painfully 90s. Those Oshkosh overalls, the red shirt with the other shirt underneath it, the haircut, the Vans. Oh my goodness, this kid came out of a catalog.
I was looking at this kid. I'm like, is this a little boy or a little girl? It turns out it was a little girl.
Yeah, the turtleneck. That's the only thing that gave it away from me.
Oh, the turtleneck. Yeah,
shirt underneath.
The haircut is like, is this like a little bowl cut on a boy, or is this
like Joey Lawrence? But yeah, whoa. But that's so the little girl, you see the yellow ball in her hand with the number on it, the 16.
Right.
That's the one of the balls he needed to get to have a chance to buy a Turbo Man doll. So the little girl, it bounces out of the store. She's down on the lower level, and the ball falls in her lap. So she gets the ball and she looks up and she's looking at him like, "Hi, mister." And he somehow makes it downstairs to try to get the yellow ball from her.
One second. Sean has something he's gonna.
Some vandals just threw this at my door.
Really?
This thing
what
of
are you gonna do with it?
I don't know. I got to get rid of them.
Some nice vandals, man.
Yeah, you should get.
It's true.
You should get rid of all of it.
We got the nicest vandals I've ever seen, man.
Right.
Gotta love
so
it.
you get this painfully Looney Tunes things where it's the Mall of America. For those of you that don't know, it's literally like the biggest mall in the world. I think it has like a roller coaster inside, 500 stores, 1 million restaurants.
It
has a full amusement park, right? Like a full-on amusement.
Yeah, the Mall of America. Yeah. And it has that. Again, I think that this was in Home Alone too. That that song is playing through this whole chase scene of him following the bouncing balls. So the little girl, she gets out of her stroller, which in retrospect she was too old to be in. That kid was like 5. So she gets out and she gets in the little playland down there, and she's in the ball pit. And so he goes in the ball pit. He's like, "Hi, little girl. I have a red ball here. You want to trade balls for your yellow ball?" And she's like, she looks at him and shit, and she doesn't want to trade. And he tries to get the ball. So then the moms, another classic, hit him with the purse girls. So all these women are like hitting him. "Stop it, mister, you pervert." And they're hitting him with their purses because he's trying to pick up the little kids.
Your imitation was so much scarier than what was in the movie. I was like, "Come on, little girl." I was like hearing in the back of my mind, "Thank heavens for little girls playing" in the background of that.
Dude.
That was some scary stuff, Jericho. I love it.
You want to trade with me? So the moms are hitting him over the head. "You pervert." And he's saying, "I'm not a pervert. I just want the yellow balls and get the Turbo Man."
I'm
Yeah,
not the
you
pervert.
pervert.
Don't believe what the maid tells you. I'm not the pervert.
She's lying to you. She wanted me to. Wait, what you guys talking about? I'm not a
Very
pervert.
traditional.
Not a pervert.
Uh,
What the fuck?
yeah.
Oh my god.
So
If
and
you have
I
to
feel
say
like
that-
nowadays in 2022, which is almost over, I don't think they would do this joke either. I was like, that's not funny. And it isn't funny, but they just wouldn't even do it now because of political
Oh,
correctness.
there's definitely a joke that they wouldn't do in this one.
Right. So he's defeated. He's got his ass beat by these mothers and their
And
oversized
their purses.
purses. He's just kind of stumbling through the mall, and he runs across. I think on Seinfeld, his name was Mickey. He was a friend of Kramer's. He was a dwarf or a little person actor, and he's working as a dwarf here in the mall with Santa, which is Jim Belushi. It's John Belushi's brother, and he's Santa, and this and that. And they're like, "We got a Turbo Man if you want one," and it all becomes like a drug deal or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Hey,
some black market shit.
I don't sell these in public. You'll have to follow us. It's really funny. And when he busts out this Polaroid, he's all, this picture was taken this morning.
And he has to hold up a newspaper to have
Right.
a date on it because, we didn't all have phones back then. So you had to prove that this picture was taken on that day. And back then you had to have a newspaper to have the date on it. So that's proven to him. We got the merch. We took this picture with this little midget in the bathroom. And if you want it, you got to follow us to another location, and a cop walks by, and they're like, "Hey, officer, ho, 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 ho," and the officer goes by, and he's like, "All right, let's go. You got to meet us here if you want the Turbo Man doll, the Turbo."
Meet us in location B.
Yeah.
Right.
So he follows them to like some janky ass warehouse somewhere, like in the industrial part of town.
Yeah, and so far the movie's been fairly realistic, and I feel like this is where the movie goes off the rails completely.
Yeah.
The movie is driving next to the water reclamation plant with all the sewage in it. Here's where the car just veers right into the dookie water. This is like what? We go from the mall, the little girl, the bouncy ball. Like, you know what? Why not a gang of criminal mafioso Santas and their little helpers?
Yeah,
Why
and a
not?
factory. A 10,000 square foot factory of black market toys going on here. Makes sense.
Right. So he goes in here. They're telling him all about it. They're telling him they can get him a Turbo Man. They have lots of them. They have every toy he wants, anything he wants, possibly. But don't they want like $400 or I don't know?
Yeah, it's like $300 they want.
Right.
They want for the Turbo Man doll. He's not having it.
And then, that's right. And then when he gets the Turbo Man and pushes the button, it starts speaking Spanish.
Yeah, so it's like the international. It's like, oh, that's the new international Turbo Man. It's like,
right.
Donde está putas or whatever it said.
Oh my God.
Whatever.
I mean, that was
That's what I
exactly
would've
for
made
those
it
of you
say.
guys who haven't watched it. Just go check it out. It's exactly the words.
It's like verbatim.
Jericho, we're dubbing this movie. We're gonna somehow get the rights. And we're gonna make this happen.
You just secure the rights and let me know.
I got it. I got this.
And real quick, for $5 Canadian, Barb Rogers
$5.
sent me that dancing little kitsune there, that little fox. Thank you very much.
Right on.
$5 Canadian. I have no idea how much that is. Maybe I'm a billionaire now. Who knows?
That was in Barbed Wire, where she tells him 50 or whatever the money was, 50 grand Canadian. With Pamela Anderson.
Isn't Pamela Anderson? Isn't she Canadian?
Yeah.
There you go.
I worked on a Barbed Wire comic book like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, they dropped the ball with that movie though.
All right, we got an interlude real quick. Our bracket of Christmas movie champions has moved on. Die Hard won the first round. Home Alone has won the second round.
Dang.
So now, the end of the show, tete-a-tete, as they say in French, head-to-head, face-to-face, mano-a-mano. Two movies enter, one will exit. There can only be one. The greatest Christmas movie of all time. We're going to pick it here. It's going to be Die Hard or Home Alone, guys. I'm going to.
That's right. Get your tets out.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. That wasn't.
Oh, what?
No, something. Anyway.
Wait, Ted offensive?
Ted offensive. That's right.
Die Hard. Home Alone. Let's make sure I don't misspell any more movies.
No more vaccines.
Okay. All right.
Right.
Ask your community. So that is the Christmas tournament of Christmas champions. Vote like your lives depend on it.
That's
Die Hard or Home Alone?
Home Alone jumps out.
Bang.
Oh, there you go. We'll see where this goes.
Heat is on.
I mean,
we'll see. By the end of the show, remind me so I don't ditch it.
because Home Alone is a true Christmas movie. It is a pure Christmas movie. So I don't know.
Die Hard.
And it's a good one.
I'm not Die Hard. The name of that movie, the jokes write themselves. I will not say anything else. So,
I'm never dying hard. I'm hard all the time. I'm hard right now. Actually, I will die hard.
He changed his mind.
I sure will. I'll die hard.
Oh boy. Anyway, we'll see what happens.
Oh, God bless you, Jericho.
Right. So Arnold gets mad at them for their bootleg Turbo Man. Is hombre turbo. It would be hombre turbo in Spanish. I don't know.
Senor Turbo. Senor Turbo.
Kind of a hypocrite, right?
Senor Turbo.
I mean, the doll doesn't speak English. Arnold doesn't speak English. I didn't understand what the problem was.
Like, this is the Turbo Man you should want, because we don't understand either one of you.
So, and then this is where the movie, I mean, it was hanging on by a thread, guys. This is where the movie detaches from reality completely.
Yes.
You know,
reality's gone.
He gets mad at them. They don't want to give him the money back. And Belushi, I guess the ringleader of the criminal Santas, declares to his men to beat up Arnold. And it goes, man. They start brawling. He's beating up the Santas with a giant candy cane. You can see there. I don't know if my daughter took a picture of it. She does the pictures for the show. There is a Santa with nunchucks of candy canes that comes flying out. And then the WWE wrestler, the Big Show, shows up. I think it's him. You know, I think this is him. And he beats the crap out of Arnold. Then the police break in to the warehouse. I guess they were doing a sting on these bootleg, hey, these toys fell off the back of a truck.
Hey, what do you want me to do?
I was minding my own business, eating bouillabaisse, as one does.
That's what I do.
Turbo Mans fell off of that truck over there.
Hey.
But yeah, the police come in and bust everything, and they're arresting everyone involved. And Arnold steals a toy wallet from a box of toy wallets and toy things and flashes a badge. It has a badge in it. And these cops said, choose them out. I was undercover. You blew my cover. I've been trailing them for 3 years. Like, really? You're trailing mall Santas for 3 years?
Yeah, he was about to bust them. You guys ruined all my years of work. Now, come on, dudes, do your job. Arrest these guys. Take them out of here.
And then, he adds in a flourish of, like, the captain is going to be pissed at you guys when I tell him or something. And,
that cop's not going to know that's a fake fucking badge.
I know, especially on Christmas, right?
But
there's got to be some fake badges.
Yeah, there's got to be in this toy sting. There might be some fake badges in this toy factory sting that we just executed. And classic, this is the Beverly Hills Cop. Take some paper, flash it real quick. I'm here for this. I'm so and so official, real quick, and then start. Talk fast and confident, and they'll believe you. So that's how he escapes. I was doing work, and all that shit. And so he escapes this time.
I did tell you guys that talk fast. I don't know if you've ever done it. I've talked about it on here once before. It does work though.
Yeah.
I crashed the party in Hollywood for the Shazam, the DC Comics movie. I crashed the after party with my daughter by doing this exact thing. Did I tell you guys about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does work. And it just came to me to go like copy the people in front of me, go, oh, that way. And then we ended up going to that fancy hotel and going to that party. So yeah, it was fun. It's a fun night.
I come into those parties and I go, yes, my name is Johnny Wishbone, psychic.
Johnny Wishbone. You sing Johnny Wishbone and I come running.
Hey, I heard that.
Come running.
Hey, Johnny Wishbone's looking for you.
Hey, I got your fucking Chief Lutz. He's almost kibbles and bits. Because it was his assistant too. It was Chief Lutz and his lackey. He's like,
here's me, like 30 pounds ago. Congratulations to me for losing so much weight. And my daughter with the star of Shazam when we crashed the party afterwards.
Oh, nice.
So,
nice.
So you can flash things in front of people and just get in.
Well, like papers and stuff, not like your genitals.
Not like Arnold.
Yeah.
You can't flash your dick and get in.
Here's DC Comics Chief Jim Lee looking like he's having a good time at the party.
Oh, yeah. He's lit up from the tit up.
Yeah. Face is a little red.
He's faded.
Just a bit.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun, though. It's a famous Chinese theater. The one they do all those movie premieres at there in Hollywood. It's really fun. It was really fun.
So yeah, you can just flash stuff at people and get through. So did it myself. So this part of the movie is believable to me. So yeah, but yeah. So then where's he headed after this? He leaves the bust. Oh, then he runs out of gas. Now I'm a writer, as are you, Shanth, Jericho. I don't know if you've done any writing. This is horrible writing. That you're an adult. You are an adult. Yeah. You're a wealthy adult. So I know your car functions properly and it's maintained.
You're selling a lot of mattresses.
You just run out of gas. I could see a teenager running out of gas. I cannot see a 43-year-old man just running out. But they needed him to run out of gas. To
he was so focused. He's so focused on getting that damn turbo.
Terrible writing.
I have only ever come close to running out of gas before noticing it. And it was when we had twin newborns, one of them with colic. Like, you have to sleep deprive a man to a level, and even then it was like that, you know, that level of tired where you're driving back and forth, like you got like a 90-mile commute and you suddenly don't remember whether you're coming or going. Right. That level of tired where you think I should probably pull over before I like drive into a ditch. That's the level you have to get to. I can't understand running out of gas.
Not under
broad daylight.
Under normal circumstances, no, that's not going to happen. But it happened to Arnold. It happened to him. That's part of what makes him
and the whole reason they put in there that he ran out of gas is so that he would be late yet again, because Teddy Boy is out there with his reindeer and hot cocoa for the whole neighborhood, because Teddy is that little kiss up, you know.
And like whipped cream.
And I'm sure it's homemade, not the stuff out of the can.
Whipped it myself.
Right. By the way, guys, make your own whipped cream. You put heavy cream in a blender, and that's all you do. Yep. It's better than whatever's in the can made of soybean oil. Don't eat that. That's bad for you.
Add a little cream, powdered sugar to it, a little vanilla.
Tiny little, a little vanilla, a little sugar.
Ridiculous.
Or just have that big can of Sky Nut whipped cream.
No, never use too much Sky Nut.
I had a cousin use too much Sky Nut once. Rest in peace.
Yeah, he's
Rest
not
with
us
peace
anymore, is he?
Yeah. He will be missed.
I mean, we told him. He said, he was unstoppable. But he found the limit. I tell people that. You look for it, you'll find it. And he sure did.
You'll find that limit.
Skynet always wins.
But the thing is, he went doing what he loved. So,
always,
he went out like a
always bet on Skynet.
Skynet's watching everyone.
Okay, wait a second. Now, we've been doing this show for a while. So I have to ask this question. Because, as you guys know, and we did do Blade, if I'm not mistaken. Did the three of us do Blade?
We did. Yeah, that was during Halloween.
We did, right?
We did our spooky movies.
I'm a massive, massive Snipes fan, as you guys know. And I have to ask, because I honest to God can't remember. Have we done Passenger 57 yet?
No.
Oh, we got to do that. I saw that in the theater, man. I freaking loved that movie. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
It's criminal that he didn't have the career he has had a good career, but man, he should have had way more movies.
Yes,
he's an absolute star. Love him. And it's time for him to have another movie. Damn it!
It is time.
Yeah, Marvel should bring him in as Blade, but they're using that other guy, Mahershala Ali.
He quit actually.
Oh, he quit. Oh, that's like a month ago.
Apparently, they saw the script and they were probably because he read the script, man. Probably some woke shit.
He's like, I can't do this.
Yeah. Oh, Fat Samurai, you're so right. We reviewed it on here. There's a playlist for this show, Double Impact, Fat Samurai. There's a playlist for this show that we do, Jericho, Shanth, and I, of tons of movies. I think we're on like episode 45 or 48 by now. We've been doing this for a year, I believe. And check that out. And if you guys are having fun, hit the like. Make sure you subscribe. Check out the links in the description. Make sure you subscribe to Shanth and Jericho. There's links in there for their stuff too. Thank you very much. So anyway, Arnie runs out of gas. This guy Ted is charming the whole neighborhood. And he's divorced, and he has a chubby little son that's friends with Jamie. And the son is telling him something like, it's been better than ever with his dad ever since his dad got divorced, which was just kind of macabre, if you ask me.
Just a bit.
You know damn good and well that kid's life is not better since the divorce.
Well, we didn't meet her. She was married to Ted. God knows what she was like.
Right. So out of gas, Arnie, he pulls into, I think, a restaurant or a diner or something to use the payphone again.
Yes.
In the 90s. If it was now, you could just call AAA on your phone, on your cell phone from the car. And he calls home, and his son answers and gives it to him. Like, again, this is that 90s, 80s disrespect of the kids to the parents that just boggles my mind.
Oh,
you
man.
never come to nothing, Dad, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to be in the Phantom Menace pretty soon and ruin Star Wars.
Make
And
tons of money for nothing.
I don't know.
Dude,
Yeah, he gives it to him, though.
My mom would have came up behind me and slapped the shit out of me. Who are you talking to?
Yeah, where was that? Where was that Indian dad in this movie? Hi, son. I was just calling to tell you you're still a disappointment. All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Like, where was that?
Good night.
Where was that? We needed that in this movie.
Yeah.
No, he was a bitch. Just let his son punk him all the time.
Yeah,
no way. I'm out here breaking my damn neck to find a toy for your little ungrateful ass. I'm coming home, and you better not be there when I get there, you little shit.
He'd grab the phone and rip it out, and the cord in the house would fall.
Fuck you, Dad.
I don't know who this kid thinks he is. And the mom signs off on this stuff. Because right when the kid chews the dad out here, because he came in from the hot cocoa thing outside, it made him all jealous and upset. He comes in, the dad calls, he yells at the dad, and the mom is in the doorway coming in, and she's like, little Jamie's right. Dad,
yeah, you deserve it.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you better choke that little shit before I do.
I'll be like, if this my kid, like, talk to your mom that way in front of me. If you dream about talking to your mom that way,
I'll put you through the rafters, you little shit.
Don't even.
That's my woman.
Have you seen India? We'll just make another one and another one. You could be replaced in a minute.
Yeah, you'll be destroyed. No, that was foreign to me.
So the corny movie trope strikes again, where the mailman just happens to be in the same neighborhood as Arnie, where he decides
flask.
He's sitting here. I don't know if he's waiting for like a tow truck or what he's waiting for, but he's having a seat here, and then this dude comes in. He's got his bourbon or whatever he's going to put in his coffee, and they're having a little chit chat about being dads and trying to find this toy. And I forget exactly the.
And doesn't he give him some of his brandy or whatever that shit is?
Can someone explain that to me, Sean, Jericho? Do either of you or anyone in the chat, do you put booze in coffee? Now, I'm a teetotaler. I do not drink at all ever. I don't smoke, no drugs, nothing. But do you put alcohol in coffee? And if so, why?
Never. I mean, I've seen people do like the Baileys, right? Carol Ann's, something like that. But like on the regular, just black coffee with a shot of something. No, man, that's you falling on hard times.
I try to understand it because, like, okay, a shot of something in your coffee, that's not going to make you drunk or buzzed.
Yeah,
might
so
take
it's
the
a
edge
Waffle
off.
House speedball, man. That's what that is. It's a Waffle
What's the
House
point, though? You're not
speedball.
even going to get a buzz from that little bit of alcohol. Why would you do it?
Maybe just
I have no idea.
maybe it's maintenance, or maybe
Maybe
maintaining his buzz.
Bitter. You know what would make this bitter coffee better if it tasted like it also had paint thinner in it?
Something more bitter.
I don't get it.
Hey, anybody got anything to make this coffee taste more like shit? Yeah, put some hard liquor in it. I don't know. Maybe it'll take the edge off. Maybe maybe I don't know.
Maybe it's not booze. Maybe it's lean or scissor.
Maybe it's a laxative.
Turbo Lax from Dumb and Dumber.
Colon blow. That's what she was. Colon blow.
Turbo Man. I heard on set you were eating like a lot of cheese and you just a lot of meats, no real fibers, and you had to work in the laxative into like the filming. You had to take so much of it. What was it like when you were finally relieved, though?
I mean, once I finally let it out, it was great. But before that, you don't understand. I had to shit my pants. So finally, when I got on the toilet, I did all out. It came out in a torrent. It was crazy. But the best part was after that, I told my maid, come in here and clean me. Clean my asshole. And then, one thing led to another, and,
now that discomfort you were feeling, right below the belt, that sharp pain that you were dealing with for like 2 days, were you able to use that for your acting when you were dealing with turmoil in the script?
Well, the entire script was nothing but a continuous terrible feeling. I don't know who wrote this. It was terrible. But the pains in my stomach would help me distract from how bad the script was. But all the time in the movie where I'm going, that was the pain inside because I had a dookie sitting right here.
Okay, yeah. I was concerned about you. I heard it was bad. I heard you were backed up, and it was
Thank
just something you
you.
had to
Thank
deal
you.
with.
Well, that's why in Austria, there's like a couple of months, all you need is meat and cheeses, and you get the big block in the air.
Well, you're a true professional, though. You made it through. So,
I was predicting my death for this evening, and I just want you to know that I'm Nostradamus.
Well, on our way.
He's going to make it. Arumafe says that you were going to kill her from laughter, Jericho. Watch.
It's not my goal here, but
She's on the edge.
there are
You're gonna
casualties.
Arumafe, Sean, stay with me.
Sometimes there are casualties.
Don't you die on
Permission to die, sir.
Never.
Go ahead, walk toward the light. Get out of here.
Tammy does point out Skynet will help you, though.
That's right.
Yeah.
You have to be very careful with the dosage of the Skynet. Too much Skynet, then you're going to the sky.
Right. So anyway, that was the mystery of this little drink. It was to help Arnold move things along. We're moving things along. So and then I forgot all about this. The mailman Sinbad talks about something in his life going awry, and he had big dreams and this and that, and now he's a lowly mailman, which is an insult to mailmen, by the way.
That's a good job, man.
Yeah, it's a good job.
Pay good money.
You can come out of the military and your rank like transfers, right, Jericho? I know a lot of Navy guys in San Diego that are mailmen. It's a very common thing to see. They do their 20 in the Navy, they come out and they become a mail carrier.
Yeah, you do get a leg up on the competition. The job is open to veterans first. Right. It's one of the jobs that are open to veterans first. But hey, mail carriers, they make good money. They get good raises, and
you exercise all day.
Yeah, you're outside. You're not trapped in an office somewhere, man. It's a good job.
Yeah, what are you looking down your nose at, mattress salesman? That's like, what the hell, man?
Mob Seat has solved the mystery. It's the Hunter Biden childhood photo.
Oh, there it is. Boy, that laptop had everything in it.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
Sure did.
Shit.
Yeah. But no, since Sinbad basically calls himself a loser for being a mailman, then Arnold pictures his son one day becoming a mailman, drinking booze on his route.
He's such a loser.
It's because Sinbad says his dad failed him. That's right. That's what happens. So Arnold's realizing if I keep failing Jamie, he'll just be delivering mail in Minnesota and drinking cheap booze.
Yeah. So what you're telling me is if I fail, my son will be a piece of shit like you.
The booze is bad. Awful. The booze is horrible when it comes in a plastic bottle or something. It's not even glass.
That's not a good sign of quality. Plastic bottle is not a good sign of quality.
With codeine.
And then, this movie's like Looney Tunes. They hear over the radio, old-timey radio, the local radio station, with Beaver and the Gooch in the morning. They say, whoever can name the Santa's reindeer, you can win a Turbo Man doll. Donna and Blitzen and whatever the hell, Vixen and I don't even know the names. Rudolph, I guess.
Let's see.
And they're fighting over the payphone. They're gonna call in. They're hitting each other, and Sinbad destroys the phone. But WGBH or whatever the radio station, it's just a block away magically. So they're gonna run. Yeah. He's gonna run down there in person and tell them the Santa's reindeer's names, so he can win the damn Turbo Man doll. So yeah,
this is just violence.
Fighting over a payphone, completely ridiculous. Michael Coulter, you're right. Sinbad in his prime was funny as hell back then. Yeah, he was great.
His stand-ups were hilarious. It just none of it translated in this movie.
It was and the outfits he would wear. Remember vests? He would wear vests. He would wear
a lot of bright colors, a lot of neon or not neon. What's it? Rayon silk shirts.
A lot of rayon.
Real tall dude.
Tall dude. I think he wore Zubas at one point. You know what Zubas are? Do you guys know?
Oh yeah, the pants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I had
hammer pants. Yeah.
Zubas were for like if you were a jock or a weightlifter.
You go to like the early 90s, he had all that shit.
Right.
Yeah, before those, the Terminator would grab you outside of the gym and try to shoot your buddy in Terminator 2, man.
Right.
Those guys were rocking those slacks.
What are the names? It's Donner and Blitzen, Cupid, Rudolph,
Dasher, Comet and Cupid, Donner and
Blitzen.
Isn't there one called Vixen? I don't know.
Dasher and Blitzen.
Yeah,
Dasher and Dancer.
Prancer
and Blitzen.
Yeah.
Prancer.
Blitzen.
I wonder how people how it just kind of reminds me of.
So there's 8 of them.
There's 8.
Yeah.
Rudolph is the 8th one, though, right? There were
There's the
7.
ninth.
He's the 9th. Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen, Dancer and Prancer and something and Vixen. I don't know. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all?
Do you recall the most fucked up reindeer of all?
Hey, you know why his nose is all red?
Exactly.
A little bit of that. It wasn't
Booger
just
sugar.
snow. Wasn't just snow coming down. In the
No.
That's
right. Yeah.
Yeah, Rudolph, can you pull my slate out? Yeah, man. There we go. Yeah.
That's it. Only one.
I could pull 50 sleighs.
Only one sled? No problem. What are you guys gonna do? I'll go to work. Teeth grinding and shit.
John is right in the chat, man.
What do you say?
Don't tangle. No, John. Go up for 1, 2 more.
Oh, that's right.
Don't you dare.
Oh, this is true. Cedric Honstadt says Mandela effect. Everyone remembers Sinbad in the movie Shazam that never actually existed. I've heard that.
Yep.
Yeah. It was actually Shaquille O'Neal in a movie called Kazam.
Kazam. That shit was
Yep.
awful. I am Kazam.
Yeah.
That shit
Okay.
was so fucking horrible.
Oh, here
That's
we go.
on par with this movie.
For 5, Arumaface says Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen, and of course Rudolph. Thank you, Arumaface.
Yes.
So yeah, it is Vixen.
Yo,
There you go.
gonna
Isn't that
pull
like
that sleigh all night long.
Isn't
boy.
that like a broad who's hot to try to Vixen?
Hey.
Whatever, we'll take it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is it.
Oh goodness. So he heads out to the radio station. This hippie there. This is Martin Mull. I think he was on Roseanne, but where I love
Yeah,
him
her
from was
boss.
Arrested Development. He was an undercover detective who always had the worst disguise. And there was a gag on that show. His name was Gene Parmesan, undercover detective. There was a gag on there where the matriarch of the family on Arrested Development would be talking to this man, and then he'd like pull off the fake beard, and she'd go, "Oh my God, it's Gene Parmesan!" And she'd be so happy that he would fool her over and over and over. And I tell you all that to tell you this: my dog that my daughter bought a Basset Hound like 2 years ago. His name is Gene Parmesan. So I got a letter in the mail today saying it's time for Gene Parmesan to come in for his checkup or whatever from the veterinarian.
That's right.
Dude, that show is so fucking funny.
It's
One of my
hilarious.
favorite characters is the lawyer, the family lawyer, Rob Blah
Oh,
Blah.
blah blah blah.
Blah blah blah. That is the funniest shit ever. I got a friend, I call him Rob Blah Blah.
Oh, that's
But
hilarious.
Bob Blah Blah is the funniest shit.
Yeah.
That show is too damn funny, dude.
I love Carl Weathers on that show, always trying to get a deal on things and rip people off. He's hilarious on that one.
That show is too
Oh,
funny.
John with a great memory of the history of the El family. Yes. My daughter ordered Gene Parmesan, our little Basset Hound. I call him Gene Boy. And she ordered him from a breeder in Georgia. Now, for those who don't know, I live in San Diego, California. I live right by the beach here. I live in the Pacific Ocean, Atlanta or whatever, way over there, East Coast. And she was the price for him included having him delivered out here by someone whose job is flying around with dogs to take them to people. What an interesting job. That person like got sick or COVID or something and couldn't fly. So the person bought my daughter round trip tickets from like San Diego to Phoenix to Dallas to there's like not a direct flight to Atlanta from here. I took her to the airport at 5 a.m. and picked her back up at midnight with a puppy. She flew all the way to Atlanta and like back in the same day. She said it was the worst.
Oh yeah.
Four
Hell yeah.
flights. She said it was awful.
With
So
a puppy.
John, great memory there. But yeah, Gene Boy, he's the best dog though. So I feed him like table scraps, and he's my buddy. He always hangs out whenever I'm eating at the table. And so much so that when I leave town, like I go visit my dad or something for a week or two, Gene will literally lose weight while I'm gone. So I backed off on feeding him. I backed off on feeding him. I think I was feeding him too much. So yeah. So anyway, that's Gene Boy, Gene Parmesan. Yeah, so he's there. He wins the Turbo Man doll, but it's not really a doll. It's like a voucher to get one eventually.
But he came, so as a former DJ, this shit would never happen. Number one, no civilian is getting access to where the DJs are. Because then what? People can just come in and fuck with you while you're on the air. Like, you're not going to be able to come right in the station. Number two, he didn't let him in. He like broke the door. He like busted the shit open and broke the door. And so the guy is not going to be like, hey, what do you want? Yeah, you won the contest. No, you didn't win the contest. When a radio station is giving something away for the contest, it's all about the excitement that it builds. So they'll tell you, like, our call used to be, you had to be caller 19. That was a magic number. So you're thinking as a listener, I'm the 19th person in line to win these tickets, but you're not. It's all about your excitement level. If I pick up your caller 19 and I say, caller 19, what's up? And you're like, hey, what's going on? Oh, my bad, man. You're caller 18. I want the one who's like, oh my God, I'm caller 19. That's caller 19. That could be caller 1. That could be caller 3. But if you sound the most excited, you are the winner, because I want to take your reaction, your phone call, chop it up, and make it sound like it's the most exciting thing you've ever heard of in your life to get more people to buy tickets. Number one, it's never going to be a man. Radio stations, if they're not sports talk or rock, if it's not like that, it's geared toward women. That's who's going to win. You're going to hear women winning, not men. And number three, I wouldn't let you win because I can't record the conversation and play it and use it as advertisement. That shit would never happen. Not to mention, the police would be there pretty damn quick if you busted in there.
But Jericho, I saw this movie called Airheads, and it told me something different about this industry. You're saying it's not true.
I am.
That's what I love the trick. It's dishonest, but I do like the trick of you're caller 19 because they're excited, not because they're really caller 19. It reminds me of a trick I learned last week, like on Instagram. I saw like one of those little short reels, and it said, "Here's how to like make your wife really excited about going out to dinner somewhere when you can't think of where to go. You tell your wife or girlfriend, guess where I'm taking you to dinner." And whatever the fuck they say, you say, yes, how did you know that? I did that to my wife last week and it worked. She got so excited. She's, they've got their little, because women don't like to ever pick the restaurant. They want a man with a plan. They want you to pick it and they want you to pick what they want. So I said, guess where I'm taking you? And she named this place she loves. I'm like, yes.
How'd you know? You're good.
Right. But and then speaking of radio, one thing I always loved about radio growing up was like the oldie station or the hip hop station. It was a bit of an ethnic thing. You would hear dedications. And this is a call. This song is dedicated to Rhonda from Johnny. Yep. I just want you to know, Rhonda, I love you and I'm sorry. Here we go. Yep. Whitney Houston. It was always just like, I wonder what they were fighting about.
This is a song going out to Shanthan Shetty from his father saying, you're still a disappointment.
On our radio station, it was called Love Jams. It came on at 10 o'clock every night. Love Jams. And it'd be like, hey, what's up? This is so-and-so. I just want to say hey to Hector and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah. And then on Sunday nights, it was the old school, what do they call it? Something like old school dedications and stuff. But it was nationwide. But it was always women sending shout outs to their men in prison. Oh, this is Barbara, and I want to give a shout out to Johnny. He's in Folsom and blah, blah, blah. 90% of the shout outs were women sending songs to their men in prison and shit. But it was called, it was like Sunday Night Slow Jams. That's what it was. Wow. It's called Sunday Night Slow Jams. Right. And it was all, hey, girl, what do you want to say to Johnny? And, then they do their whole, I just want to say,
all those calls. See, you're unmasking radio, Jericho. I now believe all those calls were you. Like you were doing all the voices.
I'm telling you, man. And the shit that's really funny is the stuff that doesn't make it to air. The weird phone calls you get that you can't play on air. Yeah, the phone calls you get while the song's playing. That's the weird shit. But
Candace, this is Walter. I'm sorry, and I want you back.
Hey, Katie. Katie's been on the line. What do you have to say to Mark? Hey, Mark, I have a dick. So, Mark. How do you feel about
this? This one's going out to Katie. How did you get out of that trunk?
This one's going to Katie from Mark. How'd you get out of that duct tape? Yeah, man, that's real bad.
So Sinbad shows up. Now,
you can't do this joke to this day and age.
He's declaring that box has a bomb in it, and he's saying that he's gone postal. Remember, that was a joke in the 90s.
Yes.
Because very unfunnily, funnily is not a word, very unfunnily, some postal employees shot up post offices.
Yes, they did.
And it became a word.
like going postal, man,
Going
like
postal.
going crazy, going super angry because people got killed. I don't know. We were on something else in the 90s, man.
Tripping.
And he said he was going to go postal and blow everything up with that bomb there, but it wasn't. You know, it turned out it was some music box or some shit or I don't know what.
So in his mind, I'm going to threaten these guys with this package and say it's a bomb. Then I'm going to get this toy and take it to my son, and the authorities are never going to track me down and send me to prison for threatening those people with a bomb. So you got your toy, son, but I'm going to prison. But yeah, it turns out to be this little music box. His son is
going to be like, this song is from Little Timmy to Sinbad. Daddy, I miss you, but the toy is awesome. Thank you.
Hey,
and then they're gonna play what is the song? Cats in the Cradle, you know, the song about the dad that's never there. Timmy's gonna dedicate that to his dad in prison. Cats in the Cradle.
This is kind of rare, but we have a dedication from a kid. Hey, little man, what do you want to say? I just want to say hi to my dad, Sinbad, and the strange sounds coming from mommy's bedroom. Good night.
You know, kids will just tell you the most random things. Like, Timmy, what do you want to say to your dad? Have you ever eaten a fruit roll-up?
Hey, what a waste of time that was. And that's
what
we're going to take calls
one time, Billy, he had a fruit roll-up, and I was like, no, because my Lego man was there. And it's just like, what in the hell are you talking about?
And that's why we don't take calls from children.
That's right.
Okay, so he makes it down to the lobby. He has the voucher for the Tailbo Man, and the police surround him. I like the circular firing squad here. That's good technique. Good technique, boys.
Half of you are going to get killed.
Everybody aim at each other, you know?
Point guns right at each other.
And then he tells them all to put it down because he actually has a bomb in his bag. They let him go, and it was a bomb.
Yeah, he says, I'm nuts, right? Yeah, he's crazy. He's all, thank you. And then he leaves the bomb there. He sets the bomb on the ground and gets in the elevator. And then he picks it up. He's like, I was on the bomb squad for 10 years. This is not a bomb. And then you got this Looney Tunes soot on his face. None of those other cops are hurt. You got some shit hanging down off the ceiling. But none of those
the
other
windows
cops
were blown
are
out.
hurt.
Let me just say that.
Wow.
The windows were blown out, but none of the other police were affected.
Yeah, the police are fine. The police are totally okay. The ones who are about to shoot each other.
Though, but this is the thing, man. I saw this movie for the first time. You guys have seen this before. Right. You may have seen this when you were younger. Imagine as an adult watching this and having some things in this movie be realistic, other things not. And it cuts to an exterior shot with glass being blown out. And it just leaves it there. That beat before it cut back to here, I went, this movie just went somewhere really dark.
It was just missing, that's all, folks.
I know.
Like, it was ridiculous. They were trying so hard.
Wait a minute. Yeah. Mr. E says there's a sequel of this. What?
No way.
No. What?
Arnold can't be involved. I wonder if this came out, the sequel, like in the early 2000s or something.
Gosh. Oh my gosh.
No, we're not watching the sequel.
We're not watching this.
Larry the Cable Guy?
Oh my Lord.
So this looks like 2008, 2007. Gotta be, because that's when he was on fire. That's when he did Delta Farce and Health Inspector and all these shit movies. He was riding the blue collar comedy. This has got to be 2007 to 2008.
Holy cow.
Oh my gosh.
I'm guessing that has to be the year it came out.
I just can't even believe that's real.
We can't watch that. I can't.
Anyway, yeah, I don't even want to look at that poster again, let alone watch that movie. Jeez.
Holy shit.
But he defends himself. Mr. E says, I have not seen it, so we won't think badly of him.
Good.
It's a good thing you haven't. You know?
Hell
it's like Home Alone 3. Ugh.
Oh, that my son loves that shitty movie. It's not even the same characters.
Kevin.
Dude, you lose that kid a third time, you need to be taken out of the field and shot.
At what point is CPS called, you know?
Yeah, dude, come on. You left your kid at home alone again?
All right, so Arnie makes his way home. I don't remember why his car is like demolished and spray painted. I can't even tell you why. Maybe it was in the
I don't remember that either.
I don't know how that happened. But he gets home. He looks in the window. Okay, first this guy's taking aprons off his wife. Second, he's eating cookies.
Answering his phone.
Answering the guy.
Putting up his lights.
Now he's putting his star on
your
the
wife
tree.
cookies. Your wife's cookies.
Zero boundaries. Zero boundaries on this
Bruh.
Poindexter.
Kicking your ass, Phil.
Right. Arnold wants to go beat his ass, but then Arnold remembers that this guy has a Turbo Man under the tree for his little chubby kid for Christmas. So Arnold, he has some crisis, like a breakdown. He's going to go steal a toy from a kid at Christmas.
Shit.
This is not good behavior, Arnold. This is
Break into his neighbor's house.
Right.
Despite all the boundaries he's broken, you're going to break into this man's house and steal. Forget him. You're going to make his kids sad over some shit that you can't control because you can't keep this fool out of your damn living room. And dude, let me come home and my neighbor is in my house with my wife. If you don't share blood with her, if you guys aren't related, I'm beating your ass.
Right.
Straight up. What the fuck are you doing in my house?
And then we get the deer. The tone of this movie is so bizarre. The rabid deer that barks, or wolf, I don't know, growls.
I mean, there's a lot happening in this. I gotta tell you, there gets to be this point, and I think you said it was, at the mall, or I'm sorry, it was when they go to the location. Sorry, go ahead.
Home Alone 6, Kevin is left alone in an abandoned car trunk with a bullet in his
head. Kevin!
Oh, my dear heavens.
Anyway, sorry.
How would they find him?
But I'm like, I'm sitting here and I'm going, animatronic deer, okay, I'm kind of there. The deer gets punched. I'm like, what? Then the deer is drinking with him, and I'm going, what movie is this?
There's some animals in these movies, they need to be shot. That reindeer is one of them. You bust in my house, you put your head through my front door, you're getting shot. The hound dogs who busted into the kitchen and ate the family's food in Christmas Story, I'm locking the door and you're all getting shot in my kitchen. What? You let those dogs come in and devour your food and leave?
Yep, not happening.
It's like Sonny in Bronx Tale. Now you can't leave.
Right.
Are you kidding me? Dude, that reindeer is getting blasted.
So he's trying to steal Turbo Man. The deer's going to attack him. He starts a fire and burns. I guess that'd be Joseph. Jesus, Mary, and Joseph there, that nativity. Burns Joseph's head in the fireplace. Ends up kicking a soccer field goal with Joseph's burning head out into the yard where his wife and Teddy see him. And,
who would be that stupid? Like, what am I going to do with this? Let me kick it through the plate glass window in your front yard.
Yeah, it's in the fireplace. Can we talk about that?
Leave
I'm in New England. You've got something on fire in the fireplace. This is an ideal situation.
Right.
It's
the
place
what you want.
It's the place
where
for
you
fire.
want it to be.
Right.
It's called the fireplace. This is where you place your fire. Right here.
If I have a fire in my house, I want it in the gas water heater. I want it in the oven. I want it in the gas furnace, or I want it in the fireplace.
The fireplace. It's in the title.
It's in the name. It's the fireplace.
This is where you place your fire. Jeez. I'm nervous.
It's like this guy. Like, how is this guy doing anything? I can't believe he can drive a car. I can't believe he can run a business.
It gets worse.
Yeah, we're supposed to believe he's the mattress king of Minnesota. This guy can't, oh my goodness.
Hey guys, remember, you're my number one customer. It's the worst. Anyway, and it gets worse.
Yeah. And they chew him out. The wife and then Teddy. Oh, and Teddy's prime move now. He knows. He only has a little opening, but he's got an opening with the wife now because she's mad at Arnie.
Yep.
And Teddy, we're just so disappointed in you. They're both.
And this is the only reference to his size. Ted tells him you can't bench press your way out of this one.
Right.
That's what
Why was it brought up then?
I don't understand.
That's what I understood.
Right.
That can't be the only reference to his immense size.
Right, because it's very important to Jamie and the mom and Arnie. They're supposed to go to the big Christmas parade downtown.
Yep.
He has to be back by the afternoon for that.
And again, you never go. You never make, you piece of shit. You got me this giant house with an echo in it, and all the toys I could ever want, and the best clothes, and the best neighborhood, and the best schools, and a brand new SUV, and all this good food. But you, sir, are a piece of shit.
Right.
You didn't come to the Christmas parade.
Honestly.
Then, in another moment of detached reality, he shares a few beers with the reindeer.
Now they're cool. He knocked them out. Now they're cool.
Now they're boys. Now, Mr. Turbo Man, I heard that this was your pet reindeer that you raised in Austria when you were a young boy, and you helped him get his visa. And I heard he was a real prickly pear on the set. He was a bit of a diva and stuff, and you were very hurt that he wasn't grateful. Did you guys resolve that? Do you still talk, or what's the deal with him?
Well, actually, I was very hurt, but it's because that reindeer, that's not the reindeer I raised up. That one died. I accidentally killed it. And this is his brother. That's why he's all mad at me. You killed my brother. And I'm like, I get over it. It's a big movie, big budget movie. You need to come over here and film the movie and be nice to me. But he wasn't nice to me.
No,
so I ended up killing him too.
Reindeer sausage for everyone. Win-win.
I was like, say hi to your brother. And I killed him.
Yeah, did you tell him, remember when I said I'd kill you last?
I lied.
Yeah, I thought that was weird, but cool, I guess. Thank you. Love the insights. So then, they're on their way to the big Christmas parade. There's the kid of Teddy Boy, the little chubby kid. He's kind of a brat. And they're talking about going and have a good time here. I don't remember any specifics from this. Was there anything that was important in this little conversation?
They're bad mouthing his dad, of course.
Right.
In the front, so he's like, I can't believe him. He's like, you know what? You just need to go. We need to go to the parade, have some fun, get your mind off of it. And then the chubby kid in the back, he actually puts his arm around Jamie, and he tells him, hey, you know what? Turbo Man will be there. You can always talk to Turbo Man. So the kid's actually kind of nice to him. Yeah. And then they take off, and then the most 90s minivan you could possibly have, a Dodge Caravan with the wood paneling on the side.
Right.
And in the next scene where they're sitting there in the front seat together, or they're actually in that scene, they're in the front seat together. And the fucked up part before this is Minneapolis, Minnesota, the Great Mall of America. This is a major American city at the Wintertainment Festival, their Christmas parade, basically. And they pull up to the parade and let those two 7-year-old boys out on their own. We'll meet us here. We'll meet you there at the parade. Right. There's tens of thousands of people lining the streets, and you let these two little fucking second graders just, hey, go in the crowd. We'll find you. So they go to park, and in reality, one of them, or the mother who's not driving, would have got out of the car with them and taken them to wherever their meeting spot is. But like, nah, fuck it. Let those two 7-year-olds out in Minneapolis. So the two little boys, they take off. And then these two are left in the van, and Phil is making his move. He says, you know, we need to stop fighting our feelings for each other. She's like, feelings? And at this point, it's her fault. This dude's...
It is.
He's like damn near, you know, dry humped your leg, taking your apron off and all this shit, and you're still sitting alone? Why are you sitting alone in a van with our neighbor? Letting him pull her close and hug her like this. And she's just like,
it's nuts.
Wait a minute. What's going on? What are you doing? Man, you can have Ted. You and Ted are dead.
Right. Yeah. And Ted has, what did he like, had homemade eggnog or homemade?
Yeah, he offers it to her. But all he sees is this. All he sees is him with his arm around her. And then something, of course, again, another stupid trope, like a vehicle passes in front of him and he doesn't see her take the thermos and hit him upside the head with it and fend him off. He just sees him like pulling her in for a kiss or whatever. So there's that, you know, almost willful ignorance of like totally missing the key part to that would show you that, oh, my wife's not a slut. She's not, you know, committing infidelity. She's, you know, she did what she should have. She, you know, hit him upside the head. But all he sees is that. So now he's so at this point, this dude's been up in your house. He's been on your roof. He scolded you after you broke into his house and tried to steal his son's Turbo Man doll. He scolded you right after your wife scolded you. Then an hour-ish later, he has his arm around her, pulling her in for the kiss inside of his minivan, and you stand there with an angry look on your face.
How much can the Mattress King take? Horrible one here, but interesting but horrible. All Gold Productions. He went to that mall, the Mall of America, as a kid. Someone drunkenly fell from the upper floor and died.
Oh,
Damn.
my God.
Oh, my gosh. Terrible, dude.
That's what happens.
Oof.
Life lesson.
Right. And then the cop is
this
trying to
poor
chase him through
guy.
the parking lot because he's after him from the bank heist. And the cop's hands are burnt from the bomb. And again, the cop falls and gets burned from coffee. Now, had the McDonald's lady burned her thighs on the coffee before or after this? I wonder if this was like a nod to that joke, to that thing.
I don't know, but I think it had happened by now.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Okay, she burned her clan.
Right.
Oh, my God.
And he goes in. He says, the husband's such a disappointment. He goes in for the kiss on her, like, hey, come on, I know we're both feeling it and this and that, and the time is right. And she gives him the old eggnog okie doke, and then gets
Skynut.
I know.
That right there, I know that anywhere. It's Skynut. And he's gone. No, that's the hit him upside the head with the thermos full of eggnog. Was it keeping it cold or keeping it warm? Ugh.
I have no idea. And Arnold running from that cop. This is that thing you were talking about way earlier. I think before we went on the air.
Yeah.
It's such a comedically stupid thing. He runs into this, warehouse room, whatever, backstage, and they're getting ready for the big showcase of the parade where Turbo Man is going to be at the parade. And this director guy with the 1990s, painfully 90s haircut, oh, good, you got the phone call that, Daryl got sick and he couldn't be Turbo Man and you're here. Thank you for showing up. And these people just start putting clothes and the whole Turbo Man outfit on Arnold.
Yeah, just taking his clothes off. And the guy won't let him get a word in edgewise. He just keeps talking to him, and Arnold's like, wait, I'm not in there. Wait, and next thing you know, he's in the Turbo Man costume. In that next scene where that guy is playing, what's his name? The
Booster.
He tells him. I have this thing on my Instagram page where I do #NotToday, where I pull clips from old movies and shit of stuff they couldn't make today. And in this scene right here, he tells him, I've been sweating like a dog in a Chinese restaurant waiting for your ass.
Oh.
I was like, there's no way you could say that shit now.
No,
but that's what he tells him, and he flicks a cigarette. And so, and at no point does Arnold say, wait a minute, I'm not an actor. I'm looking for Jamie. Anybody seen Jamie? Why would you let these people strip your clothes off and put you in a costume and not be like, hey, wait a minute? Why would you just stop it right there instead of wait, no, and then you're Turbo Man.
So then he gets on the parade float. He comes up through a trap door. He comes up. He's Turbo Man, and him and Booster are there, and they gotta start waving to the crowd and go through some little things where they gotta fight these little bad guys or whatever, and just entertain all the kids. Yeah, it's just really corny and silly.
Then also the guy tells him, the guy in the booster suit, hey, wave at the crowd, stupid. If this was why would he be up there and not know what to do? Wouldn't you be like, who the fuck are you? Why don't you know to wave to the crowd? But he has to walk.
Give him the bird or something the whole time, the double bird.
You got to do your Turbo Man wave. And it was so fucking dumb. He's like, I can start to like this. Yeah, because everybody's like, Turbo.
Right.
I am Turbo Man. Maybe I am Turbo.
Okay, listen.
Fucking dumb.
And then somehow
he's
starting to believe it.
Where Jericho we just hear Jericho Green was arrested today for crank calling Arnold Schwarzenegger over 10,000 times. Who is this?
Is this me? Am I calling me? Who are you?
I'm you from the future.
Really?
Oh my God.
Dude, it's so dumb. Your children think about how old are your kids, Sean?
Oh my God. 17.
Okay. And I know your kids are grown, Gabe, but your son, think back to when your sons were 7. Right. Okay? There's no way your son's not going to recognize you because you put a visor on.
Not a chance.
Your kid is going to be like, hey, Dad, why are you in that costume? Not Turbo Man, cool. And then they turn up the microphone and he goes, Jamie, picks him for the fuck to win a Turbo Man doll. What? No, his wife, and again, his wife. There, she's behind him in the brown jacket.
Right.
So your wife is, and she doesn't go. Wait a minute. I don't care how you alter the voice. That sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And his wife wasn't like, wait a minute, aren't you my husband of 20-some years?
Now, hold on. Do you think if I go, my wife isn't home, she'll be back in a little while. If I go in the kitchen with this gold visor, my wife won't know it's me? Is
She'll
that what this
scream,
movie...
Gabe, there's someone.
There's a strange man
with
in the house.
With a visor!
Take it off and go, no, babe, it's me.
It's me.
It's
So-
me.
All I have to
Holy
say
shit.
is,
Oh, hold on. Michael Coulter, Gabe should do a month dedicated to Sylvester Stallone movies. Oh, it's coming, friend.
Easy.
We've got
That's
some stuff
easy.
planned.
That's easy.
It's coming. Don't worry about it.
That is no problem whatsoever.
I didn't marry a woman named Adrian for no reason. You know what I'm saying?
No, my wife's name is literally Adrian. So
It's coming,
is.
friend.
It's
It's
for
going
her.
out.
That's gonna be for
Oh.
Adrian.
Yeah, I think I got the voice for that month. You know, so yeah.
Hey, I think we could probably come up with
Hey, no, he's kind of making noise. You know?
like couple movies for a month that I did. That should be
I'm
pretty
smart. I ain't stupid or nothing. You know.
all I can say is that maybe he wasn't home enough. His wife didn't recognize him when he was right in front of
Come
her.
on.
Go home, man. You need
That
help.
shit is just.
None the Miser has a great name because this is Arnold Vemba. We can have Demolition Month. Yes.
Has to happen.
Oh yeah,
Has to
no
happen.
problem.
I
No
think it's a
problem.
great idea, Paulie,
Sylvester has
it's a great
plenty
idea.
of hits.
Yeah.
No
Oh,
problem. This shit
Anyway,
is
so
so
he's,
stupid.
Jamie's, you know,
Jamie.
he's mugging and smiling, waving at his own kid and stuff. And
Yeah, he picks him to win the Turbo Man. And
Right,
this
he
is
picks-
where the
now, he's a very corrupt man. You know, the Mattress King. He's beating people up. He's doing bad things. He's breaking into radio stations. And now, when he has the ability to pick any child from the crowd, coincidentally, he picks his own son. It's corruption at the highest level. This is like Biden family level stuff.
yeah.
It's like,
this is
who will win the Turbo Man? I guess my son will win.
My
Turbo Man.
son will.
Right?
Jamie.
Yeah, because you failed him everywhere else, so now you're gonna rob all these other kids of their Turbo Man.
Just to make it up to this little ungrateful shit.
Right? He's gonna tell you to shut up again, Dad.
Yeah,
you know?
shut up, Dad. You're a
Didn't I
bitch.
tell you to shut up, Dad?
How come you don't make the same sounds come out of Mom's bedroom that
Oh,
Uncle Ted does?
yeah. So he calls
That's
him up
not
on the
Uncle
cloud.
Ted. That's the reindeer.
Like, you know what? Let's go. We're gonna go and pack your room. Why don't you go live with fucking Uncle Ted then?
Oh
Get outta
my
here.
god.
You little bastard. Take your mom with you.
Ugh.
Why don't you
So,
go,
yeah,
go make some cookies? Go make cookies for Ted at his house. What the fuck? And then Sinbad, for some reason, he gets dressed up as the villain because, of course, he's the villain of the story. So why not dress him up as the villain in Turbo Man's world? So
Yeah, he beats up the actor that was gonna.
yeah,
Be in the-
it takes his costume, classic, and then
Like,
show
but
him
it's
tied
like,
up.
Why? Why would he do that?
Exactly. Why do you need
Look.
to get into a costume? Just stay in your mailman costume and wreak havoc.
I
But
don't know.
and then
He's already going to jail, guys. Okay, like he's compounded so many things at this point.
yeah,
What's
and it
it
shows
matter?
the guy he beat up. It shows him, of course, tied up in his t-shirt and underwear. You know, because he
Yes.
took his whole costume. And he comes down and he goes, "What do you say? Like, shut up, Turbo Man, or shove it, Turtle Man." He calls him Turtle Man, and he
Right.
shoots his fist out, which they showed you in the very beginning. And his fist comes out like on a chain and hits him in the face, and then comes back. And then he takes off he's about to take off after Jamie. And he's like, "What are you gonna do, kid?" And this is a callback to his kung fu class, or his karate class. He does like
Right.
a jumping front kick into his nuts, and he's like, "Oh,
Right there, that's little Jamie giving him the old, how you doing, right in the nuts.
yeah, right in the fucking nutsack."
Hey, in the family jewels.
Hey, right, I keep my family right here.
Hey, those are nice family jewels. Be ashamed if somebody kicked you right in them.
It'd be shame if some little bash they kick me in my balls.
Hey, you can name your first numbskull Jamie after me.
Hey, what are you gonna do with that right foot, you little shit?
You calling me a liar? Go ahead.
Jamie
Right in
kicks
the
him in the
sky
balls.
nuts.
Hey, right? Jamie, kick him in the sky nuts. Wait, Dad? So he kicks him in the balls, and of course, this gives Jamie just enough time to get around Sinbad and run away from him. And this is where the stupid gets cranked up to an all-time level, and then they just break the handle off and throw it away. Because there's no way. Turbo Taxman coming for your money now. So you're not. My son is going to take off running, and he starts fucking around, flying around in the air. The kid's mom standing there is like, Jamie, and Jamie's running from Sinbad,
Right.
all through the street. Climbs up a building to the roof. Instead of running over to his mother saying, Mommy, help me, the kid takes off running. The dad, Turbo Man's not doing shit. And this grown man, Sinbad, is chasing this little boy all the way to the tip top of a building, a Christmas tree decoration on the top of a building. The little boy climbs to the tip top of the decoration like a cat. And then it falls over, and he's hanging 4 or 5 stories above the ground for this stupid doll. Sinbad gets the doll and falls and lands on here, and Jamie's still hanging. It's been 2-3 minutes. This boy has amazing upper body strength, and he's still holding on there, waiting for his dad.
Right, and then
he's getting the hang of his Turbo Man suit in the meantime.
You know, you could probably fly a jetpack on the first try, no problem.
Just give me a minute and a half. That's all I need. Right. And so he flies to the house of this black family that's saying grace. And I don't know why they're not downstairs at the parade. Like, who would live on the street of the parade and be upstairs having dinner while the parade's going on downstairs?
Have you seen the parade, though? Come on, Jericho.
Must be pretty shitty.
As parades go, come on, man. It ain't that good.
It must not be, because they'd rather eat dinner. So, and they live upstairs from the parade. And so he flies through their house and wrecks their home and shit while they're trying to say grace over dinner. And then he first he flies by Jamie. Jamie! And he misses him. And the kid's still hanging on 5 stories above the street. And the mom's not even, she's like, oh my God, be careful, Jamie. Like, if this kid falls, he's going to die. She doesn't run under there to try to catch him. The fire department, police, nobody's trying to save this little shit. And Turbo Man finally gets the hang of all his controllers that he's never used before in his entire life. He gets the hang of it, and he saves Jamie. Come on. And he's flying around with him. Turbo Man, you're the best. And like,
his little kid still doesn't know. What is that?
Fucking father.
10 inches from his dad's face. His dad that he regularly berates at home. Sure, Dad. Why don't you go to your room, Dad? You know, like who this little punk ass is. He doesn't recognize his father because his father's wearing something like this. Ridiculous.
In his defense, though, his dad isn't allowed to look him in the eye. And then I would also add on top of that, how is he not on fire from that jetpack?
Yeah. That fire
his arm is around his dad's back and shoulder, and there's a freaking fire jetpack.
That kid's made of tough stuff, man.
There's like 1,800 BTUs just all over his leg.
On his little plastic polyester fucking jacket. That kid would
Jamie, did you wear your fireproof pants, Jamie?
Jamie, did you wear your fireproof snow jacket like your dad gave you? I did, Turbo Man. Even though my dad's a bitch.
Mr. E says in his defense, it's probably Ted's son. Tammy A points out the jetpack was made by Skynuts. That is true. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that. That's true. Yeah, they make a lot of quality,
hey, if you know anything about Skynet, you know that the flames from the jetpacks don't burn kids. They don't burn them.
Right.
Only burns grown people, adults.
So he saves his son. They fly around, drops her back off with the mom, and we get.
Hey, Jamie, before we go back to the house, I need you to take this cotton swab and rub it inside your cheek for me. I'm gonna drop this off and get the results in 48 hours. I just have to be sure.
Oh my God.
Ted's dreams of stealing another man's wife are dashed.
Yes, he has a little bruise on his head and some Skynet on his jacket.
Right.
But and this final scene at the parade was, I don't know, 20 minutes too long. Like it went on for a long
This movie was
time.
89 minutes, and it was 88 minutes too long. This movie.
And it's only then where he's driving to his he's driving to the karate promotion. That's like the only nighttime scene. Everything else is like in the daytime. So I don't know if this is near the North Pole where they got 23 hours of fucking daylight.
Right.
But yeah, it was all in the daytime, and then of course. People's facial and structural recognition on other human beings is terrible in this movie because this fucking cop is standing right behind him. How many run-ins have they had? Bomb threats, run into his vehicle, pulled him over, the chase scene through the bus yard, all that, and he's standing right behind him and hey, Turbo Man, we could use someone like you on the force.
Thank you so much, Turbo Man.
I will say, I don't know if this guy has military service or what, but that was a tight salute.
Nice.
But he doesn't realize that it's fucking Howard, the Mattress King, until he turns around and then his smile turns to, disbelief, like, you again?
I hope that in this fictional Minnesota that Howard the Mattress King runs those local commercials. You know what I mean? We all know him from wherever you live. In Colorado, it was American Furniture Warehouse and a man named Jake Jabs. And he would be on there with like tigers and like a baby leopard and stuff. And they'd be jumping all over. This 3-piece sectional now for just $7.99. And then if you live in San Diego or anywhere in Southern California, you know about Cal Worthington. He was like an old Texas guy with a big
yeah.
And if you want a car or truck, go see Cal. And he's always there with like chimpanzees and tigers and like all this shit selling used cars up in Car Country Carlsbad, And I hope that the Mattress King has commercials like that. So Turbo Man, if you were going to entice me to come down to the President's Day weekend sale, what would you tell me? What would get me in the door?
Well, it's easy. Come on down here and see the Mattress King. And don't worry, I've tested out all the mattresses before you get here. And if you don't believe me, I'll gladly test them out in front of you. My frumpy, dumpy housekeeper is always on hand here so we can test out the mattress for you.
Now, what kind of warranty do I get? Like, what if I don't like it after a week or two,
Oh, you'll like it, I swear. If you don't like it, I'll come to your house and sleep on it with you. And then maybe we can test it out together. You'll like it. I swear.
Hey, sold. I'll be down there. How late you guys open?
Open 24 hours a day. I keep my frumpy, dumpy maid locked up in the basement downstairs. So she's always here.
Okay, cool. That got dark there with the dungeon.
It got dark. I was just gonna say, just don't ask anybody else what number customer they are, or stuff could get ugly.
Everybody's number one customer to me.
So anyway, the cop that doesn't recognize him is saluting him. The Brainiac has learned his lesson, I guess. I like that nobody is going to jail. In this Minnesota, there are no consequences in this world.
Yeah, you do whatever you want.
Yeah. I don't know.
You do whatever you want, whenever you want, to whoever you want.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
Then Arnie gives him a big salute. He's the hero of the day, and I guess that's Jingle all the way, boys.
That is Jingle.
And Jamie gave him one back. He's like, love you too, Dad. So stupid. And he goes, well, didn't someone tell him, don't you want the Turbo Man doll? Why do I need the Turbo Man doll when I have the real Turbo Man at home?
That's right.
That's right, Jamie. I'll always be here.
Yeah. Crazy movie. Not a good movie. This is the kind of movie that can be entertaining if you watch it with friends and make fun of it the whole time. It is short enough. You won't feel like you ripped yourself off. I do not recommend it. But if you want to goof off with your friends, go ahead. If you're an Arnold completionist, I wonder, one last question for you, Turbo Man. So you guys filmed this. I heard there was a real ugly thing with Booster where he wasn't allowed to go to the premiere. And, how did, can you tell us what happened with Booster? Because the stuff I heard was wild. I don't know,
Well, actually, I cover all this in my memoir, but I'll tell you right here.
What was the name of that memoir again? It was,
Finally, no, we gotta acknowledge this. Jericho actually just took himself down with the memoir. He couldn't make it.
Was that the memoir Trouble in Turbo Times or something?
No, this is my first memoir called Arnie, the Real Me.
Oh, that one. Okay.
But I didn't like Booster because of the costume and the hair. It got everywhere, and we were always Booster, get out of here! Your hair's going everywhere. He wasn't really nice to me. The guy inside the costume, not Booster, not Booster the dog. He was okay, but the guy in the costume, he wasn't nice to me.
Yeah, people got to stay in their lane, you know.
They do.
So, that's what I say. You know.
Well said.
And there was going to be a scene in the movie where I was like, Booster, get down! But they cut it out.
Yeah. Well, I heard the audiences, the kids were confused when Booster dies. The kids were really upset in the test screenings. So it's probably for the best, you know. I can see the drama of it. Your best friend, you lose him when he gets mauled by that guy, which is the guy with the blades. I
killed him. I killed Booster.
Booster was working for Brainiac. That's right.
It turns out that he was working. He's working for the bad guys the whole time, so I kill him. I rip his guts out, and his guts are pink like his fur.
Inside job, Booster.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I thought you guys were like brothers.
I took my fist and I shoved inside his chest, and I said, "Booster, this is an inside job."
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Jingle all the way, guys. It's a movie. It's definitely a movie.
Not recommended.
No,
all of the movies we've talked about, I want to make sure this is clear. This is far and away the most recent.
Right. Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, there's no denying that. You're absolutely right, dude. That's 100% correct. You know,
but it is awful. There's no redeeming value. You will get nothing from it. There's no new spins on Christmas stories.
No.
It's shit you've all seen before, jam-packed into one movie. Headlined by the worst person to have for this. Again, any other actor, and they don't got to be Oscar worthy, just get a regular actor who's not an international action star, and this probably would have been better. This probably would have been a slightly corny 90s movie that we could have tolerated. But this was complete horseshit.
And our winner for the night, Die Hard wins the bracket. Die Hard defeats Home Alone. Well pretty good beating. 59-41. There you go.
Man, come on, Home Alone.
Good work. Good work. So, guys, Arnold Vember, he's not over. It goes to the end of the year. The final movie for Arnold Vember, I think, was it True Lies? Is that what we're going to do?
Yeah.
We want to do a good Arnold movie. So
True Lies. This was not a good Arnold movie.
Yeah. So, Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We love doing this for you. It's been over a year now. I think it's been a year and like 2-3 weeks or whatever. We're going to keep it going strong. We love this so much. We have so much fun with you guys here. All the amazing comments in the chat, the generous donations, just all of it. It's a highlight of the week for me and Shantha and Jericho. I know that. The three of us, we excitedly talk about this during the week, this show. And just so you know, I did, where did it go? It's over here. Hold on. For those of you that came in late, I tried, but it didn't work out because I spray painted it too late in the afternoon. But I did have a turbo helmet on the
turbo.
I did. But because I spray painted it this afternoon, it still stinks too much. So I went the extra mile for you, but I had to take it off because I didn't want to get a headache while we were doing the show because this thing reeks. But I tried. I tried, and that's what matters. I'm the real turbo man. So
that's right.
Goodness.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
thank you guys so much too. And I gotta say this: Merry Christmas to all of you guys. I think we'll see you before New Year, depending on. But you guys have made this so great. When I look back and I think about this, and we'll probably talk more about this at the end of the year show. It has been so great to have this show evolve, and hanging out with these guys every week is a freaking blast, guys. So thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you guys in the chat.
Yeah. Next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific, righty here. True Lies. Ooh, that's a good one.
And more yelling of his child's name in that one too.
Yep.
Dana! Oh my goodness gracious. Man.
All
true
right,
lies.
guys. We'll see you next week. We'll talk to you later, okay?
Peace.
Have a
Merry
good
Take care,
one.
Christmas.
guys.
Bye-bye.